Huh? Oh, what was that? Hey, everybody, this is Johnny Beane, 5:08 p.m. Pacific, 8:08 Bob time, Eastern time. Man, February 22nd, is that right? Does this make sense? 2019. Welcome, everybody. We got David Nesdahl.
Yeah!
QuickBooks self-employed.
There he is. Oh, man.
What the hell was that?
Jay Hannon.
Wait. You know what this means? Dave's unboxing a guitar, and I am unboxing a Sammy's Beach Bar rum with Sherry Coke because it's delicious. So
Very cool.
Celebration.
Man, it's kind of early, isn't it?
Yeah, it's early. I already had a
8
a
o'clock.
margarita with Cabo Wabo tequila tonight because it's Margarita Day or something.
It's National Margarita Day, yeah.
Yeah, so I had
right.
some Cabo Wabo and listened to Cabo Wabo while we were drinking. So,
wow. And who else is in here? Rob Johnson.
Gentlemen, what is going on?
Hey, dude. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. And if this is your first time watching these videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys like Van Halen, if you guys like guitars, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you know every time we go live, every time there's content on the channel.
Yeah. Scott Nickerson, this is not an Aunt Jemima hat. It's an official Eddie Van Halen hat. You can get it at the Van Halen. Go ahead, try it.
Dick, there's a picture on the back of Eddie, isn't it? Can you show it to us?
Yeah, it's a picture of the back of his head.
Rob, what's your hat?
That's a good way to start. That's my 5150 hat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is an actual official hat right there.
Yeah, this one actually is. Yeah, this one is.
Mm-hmm. Does Van Halen store? Do they have those back in stock?
Well, actually, they did about 6 months ago when I got this one. They were sold out, and then they got them back in stock. And I think
so. You don't know.
Sold out back and forth.
Just say I don't know.
Now,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I want one. I want one of those.
Well, if they don't have it in stock, they will.
No one's going to give you one, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. If they're not in stock, I guess.
Hey, everybody. Guess who's in the chat right now? Nerd Halen.
Caleb, what's up, Caleb?
Oh, there he is. Hey, Caleb.
What's up?
Before we get started, speaking of Nerd Halen, Caleb sent a Nerd Halen shirt to Thomas McRocklin, our buddy, and he wore it in some of his Instagram posts and stories, which I thought was really, really cool of him.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
He's a great dude, man. For somebody who's like as talented as Thomas is in everything, you know, he's like guitar playing. He's just obviously ridiculous, and he's just such a nice guy, you know, and just really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you would expect out of all of them. Any celebrity should be that nice. Unfortunately, most of them aren't. But that guy is.
Yeah.
Thomas is a stand-up dude.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. And talking about Caleb from Nerd Halen, I just want to say, when checking out some of your son's martial arts videos, those are pretty cool. That's awesome. I hope he enjoys it because it's definitely a lifetime of good stuff.
That is awesome. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who's in the chat? We got R2, R3, Locking Nut, Jamaica, Nerd Halen, Todd, aka Soda Pop. Huh?
Rob, I got to hear it. Say "Park the car."
Yeah, but I don't have a real Boston accent though. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. Forget it then.
We'll say it anyway.
Yeah, park the car. That's, you know, when you drive an hour east of my house, you get out of the sticks, then you start to hear the Boston accent come out. But it's funny because you go all the way to California and people sound exactly like they do here. But you go.
No, let's not get crazy. But speaking of the Boston accent, shouldn't people be saying the massage parlor? If any New England Patriots / football fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway,
what an absolute mess! What an absolute mess! I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I was just like, "What?"
Wind out of the sails.
That sucks. That sucks. The only thing I'll say is he may own the Patriots, but he wasn't on the field for the Super Bowl. He was up in the box, but apparently
Yeah, I bet he was up in the box.
He was in the box.
He was right in the box. Yeah.
Yeah. All I can say is this is going to be really interesting to see how this unfolds.
All right. Well, anyway, let's Johnny, you want to get back to, because we got people still cruising in here, man.
Peoples.
I'm not a huge sports fan, but when I saw that news, I saw the team name and I thought of you, Rob, because I know that's your team.
Yeah.
Claude G is in here. Amanda, Brian, good to see you. Brian Cote. Cote. Carlos.
Hey,
Carlos
Carlos
is in here. Jimmy
What's
T.
up, man?
What's up, man? And I saw the name earlier. Pascal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pascal from France.
Awesome, dude.
Good to see you, man. It's been what? A year? 2 years? 5 years?
several. Blackie DH is in here.
7,000 years.
Thomas, Jeremy Carter, Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs. Yeah. So what do we want to do first? Want to get the big one out of the way?
Yeah, I think Dave's got something pretty cool to show.
Yeah, it's 8:15. It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's 8:15. It's time to unbox.
Now, Dave, while you're doing this, I just want to set it up because this when did you actually get the package?
Around 2:00.
2:00. Now, I am very impressed that you were able to.
So am
hold out
I.
for
Wait a
6
minute.
hours. Yeah, because
Wait a minute, Dave.
What,
Don't you have a roll of like blue tape at your house?
I got several rolls, but this was on here.
Wait,
That looks like it's been open already.
Nope.
Look at that. Wait a minute. Let's present here.
yeah.
Where'd that guitar come from?
It came from Korea.
Wait,
Really?
why is there bubble wrap all over the couch behind you?
Talking about.
The guitar's already on the wall.
I gotta say, I agree with Jay though. I am so proud of him because he called me this afternoon. He's like, I don't know if I can do it. It's gonna be tough. I don't know if we might just have to show it on video tonight. And you waited, so good for you, dude.
I figured Dave was just going to tell whoever shipped it. Listen, don't even box it up because.
Yeah, don't box it.
Listen, this is killing me because if it isn't set up or if it comes in any way, shape, or form where I need to set it up, I won't want to be on this show tonight. I want to be in the back room tinkering with it.
Well, that's fine. I completely understand if you want to open it and then, I mean, who can blame you?
Yeah. All right, Dave, go ahead.
I actually am not going to open it. Desiree is because I can't. Well, you can't see it right now, but I had some serious issues at the dialysis today.
Oh man,
I can't. I'm resting it on this thing because I can't really move it too much.
Well, tell Desiree to get out here.
Desiree,
get out here and open this baby up.
Pascal, there you are. Pascal, it's great to see you, man. I don't think we're even using these sound machines back when last time Pascal was here. It's been a long time.
You might be right. Apollo Rocker, what's going on? I saw a couple other names earlier. Real quick, I just want to mention Benjamin Smith. Who else did I see in here? I saw Ashley Shepard. What's going on, Ashley? Yeah, and some other people. Hello, everybody. Jimmy Carter, JJ's House of Jams, Apollo X 1965.
Nice.
802 Blues. The new guitarist.
Vinny?
I don't see the Coombs connection in here. What's happening? Oh, wait, Amanda's in here. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Scott Nickerson. speaking of Scott, I guess I'll mention Scott's message to me and mine to him from earlier after Desiree unboxes.
Yeah, Desiree gonna unbox. Oh,
Uh-oh. Bye, Rob.
Rob left. He couldn't stand to be here.
Oh, hey.
No, this thing just knocks me out every once in a while, and I got to just jump back in.
Remember what used to happen if somebody got disconnected and they rejoined? There'd be two of them in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
That was the best, man.
Soda
Yeah,
Pop
that
says,
would be the frozen one. Yeah, yep.
Soda Pop says, why does Rob sound like Mike Tramp of White Lion?
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Should we present?
Well, I don't know. If
Ta-da!
I don't know if it's going to be done on camera.
Well, do you want to just? What do you want to do? Brendan Buttcheeks.
Let's see. We're just waiting for her.
Okay. Well, then should I, Johnny? Do you want to talk about anything while we're waiting, or?
Oh, there she is. There she is.
There she is, matching hat.
There she is.
Here we go.
Oh,
lady of
matching
the day.
hats! Isn't that cute?
Oh,
His and hers and hers.
All right, I'm gonna.
you say hers and hers?
Yeah. Are you guys using a scissor again? Oh, okay. You got the X-Acto knife. Okay. Because that one time, Dave, when you were using the scissor, I thought you were going to lose a finger, man.
I was like, no.
Ah!
Don't.
Dave,
I don't know.
Never mind.
Already
Oh,
bad. See, that's proof he already opened the box. There was already a Band-Aid on that finger.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, my finger, 'cause I burned my thumb.
He
As you
burned it
burned
opening
your
up the
thumb so
box
fast,
so
you burned your
fast.
thumb.
Yeah,
I don't know.
8 hours ago.
That blue tape looks fresh to me, though.
Here we go.
Oh, where's that sound, Johnny?
Yeah. Let's put this on here. Sorry, you guys won't be able to see this part.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh my
The
god.
part where you start drooling.
That's nice.
Jeez. Oh, it has a fret protector on it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Man, what is that, man?
Oh yeah.
It's a guitar, Johnny.
That's my thing.
Thank you.
You better make sure it doesn't say "Made in Korea" on the back.
Well, it came from Korea.
It's a 2009 American EVH Wolfgang.
Wow.
How's it look?
You tell me, Bar.
Bar?
He doesn't seem too excited. I have a feeling you opened that earlier, man. He's acting like he's seen it already.
Yeah, I've been staring at pictures of it for 2 days already. It's amazing. It's
Yeah, got a beautiful top on it.
Yeah, it does, dude. That's Caleb was saying. What were you calling it? The unbox the crap. Where is it? The super top or something? No, Johnny, don't end the presentation. Come on, I still want to see this thing.
beautiful. Only because of me, because it's me. Anyone else, he would have left it up.
How does it feel right now, as far as how it's set up and stuff?
It's pretty good. It needs a little Dave love, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's used. I'm sure, it's in tune. Sort of.
Well, it came overseas, man.
Yeah. That's a beautiful looking guitar, man.
It's light. It's not heavy like most of these things are.
It's a beaut, clock. It's a beaut.
Both knobs are low friction.
More friction.
Back then, they were both low friction. They in 2011 they started making the tone pot high friction.
Yeah. Set it and forget it.
That's
Very
beautiful,
cool,
man.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any rash, belt rash, or buckle rash on the back?
It's got a couple of scratches in it, and it looks like it has a
A crack.
two dings.
Vom-
No,
Vomit in the neck pocket.
two tiny dings. You know, like the size of a golf ball dimple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So far, yeah, yeah. 2, 3,
Well,
3.
better on the back.
Yeah. I don't see
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
What is Caleb wants to know what the serial number is.
I don't know. I can't read these things.
Yeah.
My
I'm
eyes are
excited.
not so good. Oh, Boner Jams has joined us.
I tell you what, I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to you, Jay. You tell me if you can. You tell me what the serial number is.
Okay.
Can't read it.
My eyes ain't so good.
Wow. Hey, pal guitars. Brian Davies.
Boner Jams.
Sean Zimmerman.
Caleb's like, serial number. Yeah. Explanation. point.
Why does it matter? Does he want to make a DNA copy of it?
He's
Of what?
gonna make a replica.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to kind of trace back to like the 2009 era to see maybe.
I might be able to tell you better now. Oh, there it is.
My eyes don't see so good.
WG01316A. Wow, 316.
Oh, you got to keep it now.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Very cool.
Very cool,
Clayton,
dude.
Clayton James Hicks. Today is
What's up, Clayton?
Frankenstrat Friday. That's right, man. It's also 5150 Friday. It's Fender Friday.
It's definitely
It's-
Fender Friday at the Nesdall house.
Feels so good Friday.
Mhm.
So good.
What else? What else would it be?
Fuck everybody Friday.
Oh, four unlawful Friday.
Hot for teacher Friday.
For unlawful carnival Friday.
Let's see what's in the what's the camera over here?
Wow. That's
Sure.
awesome.
Heads back
That's
there.
awesome.
Johnny seems more excited than Dave does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Soda Pop.
Tremolo arm, Allen keys, and key.
Awesome. So it came complete.
The only thing that's not in here is the spec sheet.
Oh, they didn't put that in?
Well, it is. Oh, it is used.
Bastard.
Yeah, it's more complete
very-
now.
Yeah, that's an awesome top. Very light, you said, huh? Light guitar.
Yeah, I'd say in the 7-pound range.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So, Dave, what mods do you anticipate you'll do to it, or like updates?
Well,
or
I'll do them later tonight. I'm gonna put a brass block on it and titanium saddle blocks. That's it.
Yep.
Oh, maybe the eye bolts, but I don't know. Maybe not.
You'll do the eye bolts.
If I
Mhm.
maybe not tonight, maybe not. Eventually, I will when
Yeah.
when the guitar's not new to me
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dave, you'll do the eye bolts. You'll do the eye bolts. You'll do the eye bolts.
Now Rob can't wait to show that guitar now.
Oh, everybody's pretty much seen that. I just did a couple mods too. It's no big deal. But thank you, Todd. Appreciate that.
Well, everybody, nice applause for Dave's new guitar.
Yeah,
Sounds like a store. Dave's Rare Guitars.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Caleb
Didn't-
says congrats, Dave.
Thank you.
Didn't Edward play a guitar that looked like that?
In 07, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say, yeah. Is that why you got that one?
No,
Let's look and see, you know, what his guitar looks like. Let's find a picture of that guitar and see what's modded on it, and Dave will have to.
Yeah.
Nothing is modded on his.
Scott Nickerson asks, Dave, do you enjoy the process of setting it up?
Yeah. Yeah. I do enjoy it. I enjoy setting guitars up. Rob will tell you, we did 10 in one day the other day when he was here.
Yep.
Jesus.
And I will also say Dave does a very good job. He's very meticulous at the setups and string height, and he definitely knows his stuff. I'll give him a lot of credit. Not just setting up guitars, he also does pretty good fret work, you know, minor fret work with the filing them down so you don't have that rough, you know, feeling on the side. He just knows exactly how to put shims under the nut, under the neck pocket, exactly what you need. I can do a lot of that stuff myself, but Dave definitely has that knack to it where he can just look at something and know right off the bat what it needs, and that's pretty good talent right there. So I always love it when Dave sets one of my guitars up because they just play amazing. So
Thank you, Rob.
and don't forget to PayPal me that $20 after we get off.
He was
No.
serious too, man.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Yeah. No, Dave does do an awesome job. He does. And you know, that Bumblebee that we set up it still plays amazing. Yeah.
Well, it's only been 5 days or 6 days. I hope it still plays amazing.
Yeah, I know. Couple weeks. This
Did
thing's
make
the
the trip
sauce.
home.
Yeah. Bouncing around in the back.
Because you don't use cases.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Caleb.
Mm-hmm. So what? But you did stuff to your guitar though too, Rob. I mean,
Yeah, this one?
yeah.
Yep.
But you didn't show it though, right?
Not yet. This is my Hot for Teacher guitar. You guys have seen my Hot for Teacher. It's this is a real Kramer. I think it is a Barretta body, and this is a Musicraft neck. And I've had it in playing condition for a few years, I guess. And talking to Hubbard the other day, and he was like, "Hey," he's like, "why don't we do a mod to the Hot for Teacher to make it look like what it does look like today?" There's just a couple little things. To our actually, I'm almost positive this was not the way that it was when Ed played it. Whoever had the guitar after Ed did in the '84 era, sometime I would guess in the '90s, maybe this got done, but somebody switched out the nut. You can see the nut right here. Well, I mean, it might be the same nut. It's a chrome nut with black saddle clamps and flathead screws. So obviously the same size as as the hex. Yeah, it does look a little crude for sure. So that was a pretty simple fix. Just a matter of throwing the black clamps on and then just going to the hardware store, finding the screws. That was an easy one. You can switch those back anytime. And the other one is, I don't know if you guys can see that, the intonation screws, the 4 strings in the middle. There's a chrome intonation screw and then 3 gold intonation screws. And the ones on the outside of the regular black hex. So again, thanks to my lucky Abishan hardware store, I was able to get those. So just a simple little mod, nothing too crazy, and kind of just looks like it, does today, or the last that we've seen it anyways. So kind of cool. Still plays good guitar,
It definitely looks like someone just went to the hardware store and bought some screws and stuck them on the guitar.
No, it doesn't look like somebody went to the hardware store. It looks like somebody went into their old ass drawer in their garage where they just throw old screws from like things they didn't need anymore. Oh, these don't fit.
Because you can get hex screws at the hardware store.
Yeah. It definitely looks like someone just used some stuff that was just laying around for, like you said, Jay. It's kind of strange too, because I mean, I don't know why anybody would have done that, but then again, it's kind of like when we were looking at the Neptune guitar, And a lot of these guitars that are, you know, and not so much in Edward's hands anymore, you know, and they're in different places or whatever. The Neptune guitar is the same way. I mean, you know, all the fine tuners on the Floyd are missing. Those got ripped off. It's got a different string retainer on it. Just a whole bunch of little things that, you know, weren't like that when Ed had it, you know.
Actually, that string retainer was on it, and Eddie put it on just like that.
Not the string retainer. I meant to say, I'm trying to talk a couple of, maybe, yeah, you're right. Actually, okay, never mind. Forget that. I take that back. You're right. It was the same string retainer. It was, you know what it was, Dave? It was the clamps were turned sideways, which could have been, they looked like they were newer clamps. I don't remember, but.
Cool.
Yeah, just a couple little mods.
Well, I got the picture of the guitar.
Is that the same? Is that the same guitar?
Yeah.
I mean, is it the same finish?
I think Eddie's guitar has a little less black around the edges.
That's Dave this afternoon coming out of the shower after he opened it. He took it in the shower.
Oh, maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same. I think it's the same.
Did somebody send you that picture?
No.
Okay, so somebody.
There's a little thing called the internet. You should look it up someday.
Okay, somebody just sent me a picture of the guitar. Let me see. Somebody just sent me a picture of you opening that guitar earlier. Okay, let's see. Who is this?
Todd says, Rob, do any Roth Kung Fu tonight? I did some yesterday. Wait, what's that song, Jay? Give it to me, baby.
Oh God.
Remember that?
Yes.
You just did that, and I was like, oh, I remember
Offspring.
That. Offspring, yeah.
I was doing the raw soundboard.
Yeah.
Michael Collins. Oh my gosh, Michael Collins. Thank you, man. He just sent me a real nice picture. Ooh,
what kind of picture?
Is this? It might be the same picture. Is it this?
He sent me a real nice picture. Jay's like, boy, oh
my gosh, is this the same picture he just showed? It's maybe the same show.
No, it's not the same picture.
He's tapping in the one Dave showed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're. Oh man.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those pictures from that
So
guitar too.
Yeah, I know.
So we have a John Parson and a John Parsons in the chat, and I think I meant to tag one of them and tag the other one. So if I did that, I apologize. But yes, we will be talking. We will be talking about the new 78 EVH sneakers.
Awesome. Hey JJ.
You put your feet in them and you walk.
Hey Jennifer.
You gotta tie them first, man.
Yeah, we talked about
it. Let's see. Michael Collins, was that you who sent the picture? Thank you so much. I think it is. Let me see. We want to talk about those shoes?
Well, real quick, let me just Scott Nickerson earlier sent me some pictures of this guitar that he has. And he's taking out the pickup selector. I think he's moving it, and then he's putting. Oh, look, Johnny!
I just saw that. Yeah, I just saw that.
I didn't even notice that the first time he sent it.
Nice.
I got one of those right here too, man. I was using one yesterday.
So then that's there, and then he's putting a. He just ordered a 12mm EVH black kill switch from Tessie Switch.
Cool.
Gonna move the toggle switch
Nice.
to traditional location and put the kill switch by the knobs. And then he said he was playing it last night, and he has the Hetfield EMGs in there, which are great in his opinion. And I just responded and said, I'm not a huge fan of the EMGs, but you can't argue with the Justice and Black Album rhythm tones, in my opinion. So I'm going to show a quick picture of his axes and his Friedman cab and amp.
Very cool.
Yep.
Awesome,
Very cool.
man.
Very cool, Scott.
Yeah, love that V.
And then he oh, here's another one here, another guitar. Oh, come on.
Looks like that new Gibson Jr. It looks like it.
Oh, come on, you want focus? There we go. That's a sweet spot. Oh, look at the Ozzy book right there. And then let's see what else. I don't want to read this because he just said he was taking back a wah pedal that he didn't like. And then he was selling his Dunlop Zach Wild Crybaby. And then he asked me my favorite wah, and I just, since I got the Bad Horsey 2 for Christmas, and it's better than the other wah that I have, I just said, I suggested that one.
What?
And then he said, what the heck did he say? Oh, considering a BEOD deluxe pedal as well. So here we go. He got this already.
Oh, very cool.
Can you see? There we go.
Wow. Look at that.
Yep.
Great.
Scott, pretty cool. If you're still here, I think you are. I hope you are from showing all this stuff. So he said he got the single that now going to trade. What? I don't understand. I can't read right now. But very cool, Scott. Very cool.
Awesome. There he is. There you are.
There you go, Scott.
Right on, man.
And if you do end up getting the Bad Horsey or the Bad Horsey 2, let me know how you like it. I hope you like it if you get it, because I recommended it. But guys, any other wah pedals that you would recommend?
I'd recommend the what was my favorite one? I really liked the I don't know what model it was, but it was by Vox.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
It was a Vox. It was actually, it belonged to Desmond Child. And I'm not name dropping. It was from his studio, and I took it and I used it for a few shows. And I remember thinking, man, this sounds great. It sounded way better than my my Crybaby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that I had.
So what was it about the Vox wah that you preferred over the Crybaby? Was it smoother? Did it not have that annoying frequency that Crybabies have?
When they need to be changed?
Yeah. Wah.
Yeah. Wah.
Yeah.
Crybaby. It just had a sound. It had a certain. There was the tone. There was a certain sound to it that I don't know. Maybe mine was just worn out.
It's more open because the pot that's on the inside, they turn it a certain way so that when it's all the way down and open, you get the highest frequency.
Yeah, I love my Crybaby. It
usually
sounds
with,
nice, but
usually with go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead. Finish up, Dave. I was just going to say something about Johnny's.
Usually with the Crybabies, they kind of set them up so it sounds like that 70s disco, that type of thing. But that's the kind of the sound that they have, and it's not really geared towards rock. It's not really open.
You see, Jay, I had a Vox. I don't remember what model it was. It might have been the same one Johnny had about maybe 15 years ago too. And I just noticed it was much warmer sounding. It was real kind of, I mean, you could get the wah sound out of it. Obviously, it's a wah pedal, but it was definitely different than my Crybaby. Like Dave said, you didn't get that wow. It was a little bit more. It was a bit more warm sounding. That's all I can say. Warm would come to mind.
I mean, I just remember R2R3 says it's the Clyde McCoy. Maybe it was. I mean, this was.
They didn't make a Clyde McCoy. They didn't make a Clyde McCoy when you were back when you were with Desmond in those years. They had a Vox reissue, but it wasn't a Clyde McCoy yet.
I think Sean Zimmerman explains it. He goes, "Crybaby is good for porn. That's it. The Vox has more lows and mids and is
Yeah.
warm.
Exactly.
Well, then I'm getting a crybaby then if it's good for porn.
Bounce, chicka, wow, wow.
Ah, I don't know. That's
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
right,
that's
though.
weird.
I mean, it is. It's very. It is. It's very warmer. That was the
I just
only
remember
reason.
having a sound. I just remember I remember being on stage, playing and using the pedal and just thinking this has a cool sound to it, you know.
Mhm.
But I don't know. But I also remember using the Boss what's it called? The Distortion? Just the regular Boss distortion pedal, the orange one.
Yeah.
I remember using that. Yeah, and I remember using that and thinking that sounded great too.
Mm.
You know?
Well, so you were using it just to add a little bit of gain on it, or were you actually using it as like a distortion pedal?
The Boss?
Yeah.
I was using it for distortion because that's when I was using a Mesa Boogie what's the is it called the Triaxis?
Mhm. Yeah.
The rack mount tube amp or whatever. I was using that and I was playing through two 12s. And so I basically just had a clean channel. And then yeah, I was using the Boss pedal for the actual distortion. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I remember that.
Rob, before I miss this, Rob, you had a question here. I need a picture of your Wolfgang Frankie. I'm making one. Paul Roden.
Wolfgang Frankie.
The one
I
right
don't
behind
have
your
it.
left ear? Is that the one?
No, that's not a Wolfgang Frankie. That's a. I mean, it's. I thought he was talking about like the regular Frankenstein. This is the Burritos guitar with a. Maybe that's what he means. What's got the fake drop to hell. Cool guitar. I really like it. This is a custom job, obviously. Can't buy these, but yeah, I can send you a picture. If you want to just give me your information, I'll send you some pics. And you can find me right on. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, Johnny
I'm
just got some pics too.
I'm impressed that Paul Roden. We got Paul Roden and Pascal from France both in here tonight. Two people that we haven't seen in like years.
Yeah.
That's amazing, you guys.
Yeah, it is cool.
What made you guys decide to come on tonight? Just where did you hear about this?
Where'd you come from?
Well, hey, good question for everybody in the chat. Where did you hear about the show tonight? How did you get? Are you subscribed to the channel? Did you get an alert on your phone? Did you see it on some website somewhere?
Oh yeah, it's the DS1. The DS1 is the orange overdrive pedal. PAL guitars and thrash metal.
Yeah, because for a long time the DS1 is it?
Yep.
For a long time, I had never used that pedal. I had always used the PV 5150, and that was my gain. And then when I was working with Desmond, I was using the Mesa Boogie stuff, and I had just a basic, just a rack mount amp and like a rack in a rack. I'd carry around this huge box. I remember hating it. I'd have to take the front and the back off the box, the case, put it on top of my cabs, and then hook everything up. I remember. But that's what I was afraid of, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
I was afraid of that, but
well, you know what? Just Mad Dog, you just gave me an idea, man. Maybe we should start a website called Gear Porn Hub.
Oh,
you better grab that domain quick, man.
Yeah, because someone just listened to it.
If you just said it, someone's gonna grab it.
God damn it!
You grab it now. Grab it now.
I've been having so many great ideas lately, and I'm not just. I'm serious, man. I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden I'll be thinking like, yo, you know what? Like for instance, I'm gonna put this out there because I hope somebody makes it because I'm not going to. With Jeannie got a new job, right? And now she has her personal phone and she has a work phone, 2 iPhones, right? somebody should make a case, an iPhone case that you can either put the phones back to back, right? You know, so if you can flip them over, because carrying 2 phones, she's like going nuts. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, what phone? You know, all this crap.
Yeah, because for years I carry around an iPhone and an iPod all the time. You know?
Yeah, but you knew which one is like, you know which one is your phone. It's just a hassle to have to carry around 2 things. But if you have to like carry around 2 phones, and then I was thinking, wait a minute, wouldn't it be cool to like, I don't have 2 phones, but to like have a case, right, where you have.
Here, Jay, take mine.
Okay, so if you have, you put 2 phones in a case, and it has a contraption where you can, you know, like a deck of cards or something, you like flip through, but like the phone actually like goes to the side and goes on top of it, like it moves. You know what I mean? It like shuffles. So you it has one big iPhone case.
You shouldn't be saying any of this, man. Man.
Hey, man, you get me drinking a little of this, and next thing you know, I'll tell you the lottery numbers, you know?
Wow. Yeah,
Anyway.
it's an infomercial now.
Anyway.
That's what it is. Man. That's a man, you got some great ideas, man.
Yeah.
I told you guys I shouldn't have pressed play tonight, man. We should have just left it.
Well, I told you the other one that I had, that app. I'm not going to say what that one is. I told my buddy, who's and I haven't heard from him in 2 months. So he's probably in the Cayman Islands now, you know, owning an island because he made the app.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with Jay on the phone, though. That would be cool. I used to have to carry 2 phones for my last job, and it is a kind of a pain in the ass.
It sucks.
You know? Yeah.
It sucks. I know. I know. I used to have this. I used to do this checklist every time I'd leave the house: keys, wallet, phone, iPod. What was it? Keys, wallet, phone, iPod, Garmin, camera. That was my every time I'd leave the house.
Yeah.
That was my checklist. You know.
Did you ever hear the theory, or maybe it isn't a theory? Supposedly it works, but for people that have a hard time remembering where they put their keys or something like, or anything, when you walk into the house and you put something down, if you say some weird word or sentence as you're doing it, you'll remember where you put. Like the next time somebody goes into their house, put your keys in a weird spot and say like, "Looking flu flay," as you put the keys down, and you'll remember where you put it. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, it does something to the brain. It changes the yeah. I know what you mean.
Wow.
Speaking of that, yesterday, I lost my wallet. Thank goodness it was here in the house. I was flipping out because I'm one of those guys that I have everything in my wallet. You know, all my licenses. I forgot. That's right. I lost it at Dave's house. And, you know, it's one of those things where I know I had it because I went to the store and I got back and I'm looking around. I'm like, you do that pat in the back and you're like, uh-oh, it's not there. And I'm looking all over the place. I thought I left it. I thought it fell out. Sure enough, I finally found it 20 minutes later. It was on the floor up in the bedroom because I changed my pants when I got home.
Okay.
And it must have fallen out. And
what fell out?
Why?
Okay. Wait a minute.
So what I'm saying is we got, like, as Jay said with the phone, we got to get a case for our wallet. So we don't forget it. Or I just got to come up with one of those goofy terms, like, you know, like Jay just said, let me foo-foo, and I'll remember
all right.
my wallet.
Since we're giving away all our ideas, here's my idea I've had for years, although it's really dumb.
Go ahead.
Okay. I've always thought that I should carry around 2 wallets, my real one and a fake one, in case I get robbed. I give them the fake one.
Yeah.
That's something I've always thought.
With Monopoly money in it.
What?
You give them the fake one, you get killed.
Well,
but what if? Hold on a second.
Well, then I need 3 wallets. I need 2 fake ones and then a real one. Was that your idea?
I think Dave's just saying, like, if they look inside the wallet, you know, but maybe but I guess this would be illegal. You have like your fake wallet that has like fake money in it, you know?
Yeah.
But
Monopoly
you can't
money.
make fake money, can you?
Well, no, you can photocopy. You can photocopy the stuff.
You
But
just can't try to buy anything with it.
But yeah, but the thing is, you try doing that. You do that. The way they have all this stuff now is all kinds of. I think you photocopy it, and all kinds of watermarks appear out of nowhere.
Yes.
Stuff
Yeah.
that you know, like the guy's small face, whatever, or whatever. But, but yeah, I was always like, man, I need to carry around 2 wallets, 2 different, just dumb.
I mean, it's not a terrible idea, especially if you're,
No,
in places that you shouldn't be at 1 a.m, 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that where that guy was?
What?
Patriots?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was probably in the middle of the day, man.
See, now, if you were to say you carry your real wallet and your fake wallet, and in the fake wallet, you carry like exploding mace, so that when he opens it, it goes all over him, and and you can get away.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's another idea, I guess. Or just some sort of stink,
Yeah.
stink substance, or yeah,
like when if you rob a bank, they put those ink things inside the bag, so when they open,
yeah, explodes all over you.
And then on the evening news, they say, looking for a Smurf.
Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Did you guys watch the car chase last night? The LA.
Another one?
Oh,
Let me
no,
guess.
I didn't.
Oh well, they're every night. They're every night. But last night was a good one.
Was it OJ?
Nah. No. It was a guy in a van. Actually.
Down by the river?
Yeah.
White van, no windows.
Yeah, it was a white van.
The candy van?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, is it sneaker time now, since we're talking about
Sneaker time.
nothing?
I know. Talking about white candy vans and
fake wallets.
Fake wallets and dual phone cases.
The thing is, you got 2 back pockets. Why not have a wallet in both pockets? And if put them up, you give them the fake one.
There you go.
Put some real money in there.
Just put like a $5 bill or something, and yeah, I could see
your
that.
old ID, the one from years ago.
Yeah,
See?
your learner
Perfect.
permit from when you were 16 or something. It's like,
Yeah.
He opens it. That's not you. This is your fake wallet.
I'll be right
Well,
back.
now
I'll
you
get
know
a
what,
refill.
Johnny. If I don't wish this on you, obviously, but if you ever get robbed and somebody watch this, give me both of your wallets. They're gonna say.
I saw that episode. Give me the other one.
Yeah.
That's your
Wait
fake
a
one.
minute.
I'm not opening that. That has stink in it.
Yeah, you farted in this one.
How do you fart in a wallet?
Rob, are you intentionally off camera right now?
Yeah, I'm getting a refill. You got me thirsty by drinking that beach rum. How is that stuff? I've wanted to try that for so long. Is it good?
It's good. It's I mean, maybe if it wasn't Sammy Hagar's, I probably would have never tried it.
Yeah.
But it's got a unique flavor to it. I dig it, man. Like I said, the cherry Coke with it, it really makes it taste really, really tasty.
Yeah, I got to get some of that. I definitely got to try some of that.
Mm-hmm. But you get messed up pretty quickly, though, don't you?
Yeah, it's the hell proof is it? It's like I want to say like 80 proof or something, maybe.
That is so cool.
I stopped drinking hard liquor years and years and years ago. I won't touch the stuff anymore. No way. But yeah, just like you smell the stuff and you're like, yep, you're going.
Yeah, 80 proof. There's the little.
There it is. Yeah.
And the one now, this is the like from when they were making them the cane rum, which I actually preferred. It had more of a unique taste. But I guess the shortage of sugar cane in Hawaii, now they make it in Puerto Rico now, so it's island rum.
Yeah,
and it definitely does taste a little different, but it's still good. And this is not full. This is water. Otherwise,
chug it. Yeah,
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said anything. You should have just chugged it. You guys ever seen that video of the guy that chugs a whole thing of JD, like the entire bottle? Like he opens it.
Is that the guy that died? No, because there was some guy like at a bar or something that did that for like $500. It might have been like, Jaeger.
Well, maybe he did this another time, but no, it was just somebody on camera. Just, hey, you know, look at this, and they open it and they chug the entire thing.
That can't be healthy.
No, can't be. I'm so pumped. I can go all the way downstairs, go into the other room with these headphones on, still talk to you guys, and be off camera. That's so cool. I love these new headphones.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
I need to get some of those. Actually, I think these headphones are going away. I keep losing the side. It's been like a week now, and I got some electronic cleaner and I sprayed out the connection and everything. Oh crap! Hang on, I can't hear you.
Hey Johnny, you suck.
There we go. I heard that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sprayed everything out, but it's still, the side is still kind of going out. But so I might need to get some new ones. Yeah.
Hey,
what are those headphones, Rob?
These are Sony.
Baloney.
We don't have the model number on them, but they're just Sony $15 Bluetooth headphones. But I'm telling you what, guys, these things sound incredible. I use them when I run. I was in the gym today. I was on the treadmill, and they got bass. I mean, I'm not slamming beats or anything like that. Those are obviously great products, but I'll tell you these. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. These $15 Bluetooth headphones are lighter, more comfortable, and they sound just as good to me.
Slamming beats? That sounds like some sort of a vegetarian
slamming
challenge. Slamming beats. Slamming beet juice.
Hey, I got a little guitar thing, a gear thing that I just want to share with you guys real quick before we get into the sneaker thing. This is something that I've kind of always known about it, but I never really thought about it. This is obviously my Circles guitar. It is an EVH guitar. And for the strangest reason, I could never figure out for the last year, this thing, I could tune it up. And as soon as I hit the bar and do, I do a bar dive, it would be out of tune. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. The nuts locked down. So here's what I did over the last year. And I gave up on the guitar. I almost even sold it and built a new one. And then yesterday when I was
sell somebody else a guitar that has a problem.
Well, no, I was just gonna part it out, keep the parts in, because there was nothing, it was something hardware related. It wasn't body or neck, but, and when I was working with Dave this last weekend, he had this happen to one of his guitars. And again, I've known about it, but it didn't click. I tightened up the nuts on the back. I tightened up the intonation screws. It's got a trem stopper on it. So I'm like, how is this thing going out of tune? I didn't get it. It just made no sense to me at all. Everything was tight. So yesterday I said, I'm going to check something. So I took and this is for all you guys out there watching the video that maybe have had this problem. Here's one little thing you can check. If you've tried everything else, it doesn't work. This is something you should check. Take the clamps off. If you have one of the snake bite Floyd nuts, snake bite means the two coming in from the rear, the two screws from the back. Take the clamps off and see if those two Allen screws are sticking up too high from the nut. Because if they are, when you clamp these screws down, you'll get your low E and your high E, and maybe even your B string to clamp down, but your D and your G, definitely the G string, it won't have any pressure on it because that clamp, one of the clamps is hitting that screw that's sticking up too high. So every time I would do that bar dive or whatever, and I'd go crazy with the bar, that's why that G string most of the time was going out of tune. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I could have taken them off, but what I ended up doing was I just took the clamps off. I took my Dremel tool with a little stone and then ground them down so they were more flush. Tightened them up again from the back, put them down. Now it's perfect. Everything works. I'm like, just one of those things I never thought of, Yeah,
I've read that. I've read that actually as well. And somebody came up with I guess the one fix they did is they went, the little washer. If you take the back screw out, there's a washer
Yeah,
if you
little circle.
if you get another one, or if it needs two or whatever, that'll kind of obviously make the screw
Right.
not stick out as much. So that's another fix.
That's what I always do. I put
Exactly.
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
or three washers in each one.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's what Dave had to do on one of the guitars. I forget which one it was. Maybe it was your Hot for Teacher, Dave, when you replaced the nut. You had
Yeah,
to
I think
use
so.
what, two. Yep. So yeah, that's another good idea, Jay. Yeah, just use a couple extra washers. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know where to start with dremeling the damn.
Yeah, you don't want to be touching that.
Yeah, I'll screw it up.
But it's just kind of cool because I could actually use the guitar again, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
So I guess you don't want mine now?
oh,
No, I definitely would love yours, but
he was saying that he wanted yours, Dave.
This is what you need to do. You need to find me a 2-inch body that's correct with all the correct routes, and I'll send you this one.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, Jerry doesn't mind if we throw his name out on the show.
Well, Jerry said that he would paint it correctly for me, but I had to find the body. And since you want mine, you got to find me a body.
Silly Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I got a couple ideas. Yep.
I already spoke to Chris Locke. He makes the root body with everything correct, but he doesn't make the circles body in 2-inch. He makes the circle body in inch and 3/4, and that's not right.
Blackie D8 says, Rob, what's the stealth on the wall? This is my black stealth USA model. It's basically just like Jay's, the one that Jay used to have, except mine was customized where it's not the official signature model. It's a real. I think this is a 2011, so the matte black top is a little bit more kind of matte looking, if that makes any sense. It's just a different texture. It's kind of like Ed's number one. It's got everything on. It's got all the stainless screws, the titanium blocks. I even put the tape on the bottom of the pickup with the electrical tape going on the body like Ed had. Got the kill switch, and it does have the right circular cut in the back like Ed's did on his number one. They all have the oval one. It's got the titanium nut and everything.
Don't those feel smooth, man?
Oh yeah.
When you tighten the nut on top, and even when you change strings, and you oh my, it's like at that the threads are just perfect, man. I mean, that's all guitars should come with that stuff.
I'll tell you, Jay, I never thought, and it's funny you mentioned that, because I'm like, what the heck is the sense? You know, I'm not going to waste the time on a titanium nut. Obviously, titanium is better, you know, better metal than the regular ones, but I never really thought they were worth it until I got this one. I was like,
yes,
this is so cool, so much. And I got a number one on the side of the headstock like Ed had, but that's what this one is, Blackie. It's just it's a USA Stealth 2011. Great guitar. I wish I should play it more often, actually.
Yeah, you
Jay,
should.
What'd you do with yours? You sold yours? Did you? Or?
No, I don't want to get into the details, but I sent it back.
Understood.
So I think I sent back 2 of them. I'll leave it at that.
Got it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mad Dog, you're right. Titanium won't wear out.
Like those stainless steel frets, same thing.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Dave actually had the same guitar as this one.
Yeah, I gave mine to Pete.
Yep, Pete's got it. Very cool. All right, sneaker time.
Yeah, well, Johnny, I think, is choking the chickens. I mean,
This late at night?
that's the best time to do it, right?
Jeez, can't he wait till the show's over before he goes and does that? All this talk about porn, you know?
Yeah. Well, while Johnny's away, then if we, I guess we'll wait for him to get back to talk about the sneakers. But the new Dream Theater album came out today, and I have mixed feelings about it. It's pretty good. It's got some cool stuff on there. Petrucci's playing obviously is phenomenal. It's got some good melodies. So the songs in general as a whole are good songs. There's nothing that drives me nuts on this one because their last album, The Astonishing, that came out in 2016, in my opinion, it's terrible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves about, I guess, Dream Theater in general since Mike Mangini joined, is that, and I put it like this: Dream Theater has a Lamborghini as a drummer, and they're driving him like a Prius. It's almost like, I mean, I don't know how else to describe this or explain it, but like Mike Mangini is probably one of the top 10, 15 drummers on the planet. And they're not letting him do anything. I mean, there's a couple cool fills on the album. And, I don't expect them to just go bananas over the whole thing. But it's just, man, there's just so many. It makes me mad, actually, because I'm listening to it and I'm like, in here or there, and I don't know, man. It kind of bums me out. It's almost like if you heard a new Van Halen album and Eddie wasn't really doing anything,
Yeah.
on the guitar. I mean, just I don't know.
I haven't heard it yet, but I know what you mean though. That's one of my things. I want to listen to it tomorrow.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll keep listening to it for a couple days and then, music wise, keep my opinion going, but just the drums. I mean, I'm a huge drummer fan. I like listening to drums. And I don't know. I hear it and I'm like, there's just so much more he could be doing. And comparing drummers, Mangini to Portnoy, Mangini is like 5 times as talented a drummer than Portnoy was.
Really?
Oh yeah, yes. Portnoy is good. Mangini is like next planet good. You know what I mean? It's almost like how could I compare this to guitar players? I don't know. I'm just, Steve Vai to somebody who's, I don't want to do that. I don't want to name names as far as, oh, that guy's not that good. I don't want to do that. But drummers, I'll do it all day.
Yeah.
But Portnoy did more interesting stuff in Dream Theater than maybe Mangini's not allowed to do it. Because I do know that Petrucci is kind of taken over a lot of the power in that band as far as what is played and what happens. So maybe he has a big part of it, but I don't know. It's just one of those bands that I've been a fan of them since Images and Words.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things like, oh, if they just, put a little more oomph in certain aspects. And I think a big part of it is John Petrucci produces Dream Theater now.
Yeah.
And from experience, my opinion is you can't really produce your own music. If you're writing, and Petrucci writes the majority of that music in that band. And I mean, can you really look at your own stuff that you've written objectively and say, yeah, that sucks, or maybe that shouldn't go here? I think most of the time it helps to have that extra set of ears. Listen to them, like, hey guys, this part right here isn't working, or maybe try this here. And I mean, that's why there's producers in music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Help bands be the best they can be.
Is there a huge difference in the quality between the records that he started self-producing and then the ones that were done by?
Well, until for a while there, it was produced by Petrucci and Portnoy. So at least there was 2 guys in there, and Portnoy's not a guitar player,
I want the drums louder. No, I want the guitar louder. No, I want the drums louder. No, I want the guitar louder.
That's a Metallica thing right there with I want the drums louder. But I think they were able to kind of like, each of them kind of said, okay, well, you're doing this, maybe try this. And they were both going at it. Whereas now it's just John Petrucci kind of like taking over everything. And
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just going to say, I think I know what you're saying. It's like you have 2 different sets of input going in, like, oh, hey, that's really good, but how about this too? Or, oh yeah, that's cool. He's thinking of things that Petrucci maybe wouldn't think of, and vice versa. You got two different kind of, two heads are better than one, I guess you could say, or two brains, two creative brains that have that type of chemistry. I agree. I know what you mean, especially when you're talking about, music, which is an art, Yeah,
because I don't want to take this over with
No, keep
Dream.
going. Keep
Dream?
going. Keep
Yeah,
going.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going with it. Yeah.
Okay, but I remember when Portnoy was out of Dream Theater, they were doing the whole, like, they were having drum, the hell they called? Oh, come on, somebody help. Huh?
Audition.
Audition. I mean, there was some slamming drummers they had in there.
But they needed
yeah. What?
They needed a name behind that.
Yeah, I think that had something to do with it too. But I just know that Mike Mangini was such a phenomenal drummer. I was like, oh my God, if they get Mike Mangini, Dream Theater is going to be just holy crap. Like, it's just going to add even more to it.
Yeah.
And it dropped as far as drum. Like I said, I'm huge.
Yeah.
I listen to drums when I listen to music a lot. And it's just.
Well, is the music different? Because I'm sorry, but I've never heard any of this. So
yeah, I neither have I. You're talking to yourselves.
Wendy Brewer brings up a good point and says Jordan Rudis, who's the keyboard player, is a big part of the production as well. But see, now I'm going to get on a Dream Theater tangent, because Dream Theater has not been the same ever since Kevin Moore left. Because Jordan,
who's that?
Oh, Kevin Moore! Oh my God, that guy!
Yeah.
No, I relate with Jay because I'm a huge Dream Theater fan too. Images and Words was my first exposure to, whoa, these guys are incredible. Pull Me Under. I was just mesmerized.
Yeah. So, not taking anything away from Jordan Rudis, great, but
this is like watching one of those other shows.
Yeah. I just don't think he fits the Dream Theater sound. Like, he has too much. There's not enough that mysterious element that Kevin Moore added.
What's his name? Jordan Rodent?
Rudis or Rudess. I don't know.
Rodent.
Is that like Paul Rodden?
You're out, kid. You're out.
So I don't know. It's one of those things, guys, where, when you're a huge fan of a band and it almost feels like they don't reach that level of
awesome.
The expectations that you almost have. And you kind of, this might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I almost feel like I know what they should be doing to make themselves better, and it's like, I don't know.
Right.
I know what you mean.
When bands are older, that's one thing. It's like, oh, well, they can't play that stuff anymore, or they can't sing that way anymore, or whatever. But when a band still seems like they have the hunger and the drive, and I don't know. Is anybody else in the chat listen to the new record? What do you think? I think our friend Jason McNamara actually said he agreed with me on the Mike Mangini tip.
I wanted to give him a shout out, but you kept talking.
He's passionate about Dream Theater.
I'm just kidding with him. Yeah, if he can't take it,
I know.
he should be out too.
Hey, by now, I think you realize I can take a lot of stuff, man.
Good.
It's all fun.
I'm still wondering what's the difference. What happened? Was there is there a huge difference in the songwriting? Are the songs simpler now, or
it's just a shift? It's a shift.
The drums are simpler. There's a lot more straightforward stuff, and just
are they trying to write like hit songs now or something?
No, it's still Dream Theater, but it just doesn't have that. Older Dream Theater had this element that a borderline dark element at certain points. And I think a lot of it had to do with the old keyboard player. And Jordan Rudis has this, if I were able to produce a Dream Theater album, the first thing I would do is walk into that studio and be like, hey, Jordan, pull up that circus ragtag, whatever the hell it is, patch that you have on your keyboard. He'd pull it up and I'd walk over and hit the friggin' delete button and be like, that's never going on a Dream Theater album as long as I'm involved because
Yeah.
it sucks.
Oh, and that's when they kick you out the door, right?
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity, I'd be fired in 5 minutes. Because,
All right, more Dream Theater chat. Welcome everybody. Hey, Jason.
Yo, how you doing?
What's up?
What?
Awesome.
How you doing, Jay?
It's funny. I was just watching an Eddie Trunk video of all things because he was talking about the Van Halen sneakers, and for some reason I didn't even have it on that screen. I was checking your Facebook message, and your video popped up, and all of a sudden I hear Jay on a massive tangent rant about Dream Theater. I was like, I'm gonna have to jump. Oh, I just got a message from Courtney Cox. I'll get back there in a
Eddie
minute.
Trunk who? You know,
Say again.
Hear us talking.
Bye, Rob.
Yo,
Rob's out again.
Rob just ran away. So I'm going to give you guys some insight here as to what you're talking about, because I actually do have some inside information for you. I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
You know, Jason, you realize we're live, right?
Nobody
Yeah, I know we're live. It's
Anyway.
fine. Don't worry about it. I'm good enough friends with Jordan that I think I'll be able to get away with this without him getting too upset with me.
Oh, Jason, you dropped that over there?
Okay, sorry. Hang on.
Behind you dropped it? It's right behind you. Jason, right behind you on the floor? On the floor.
What are you talking about?
How are you talking about?
That name you just dropped. It's on the floor.
Oh, God's sake, Dave.
I know. I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Dave, come on, mate. Play nice.
I am playing nice. The thrash metal's got me a little perturbed, so
well, if anybody know what Jordan looks like, I mean, Jason and Jordan could pass as brothers.
I'm actually a lot taller than Jordan.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want me to call him right now and see if I can get him on the chat?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's see if he answers.
Especially since three of us really don't know anything about him.
Then he can't rewind 5 minutes because he'll realize what I was saying about his input in Dream Theater.
Yeah, tell him I'm gonna just tell him what you said, that you want him to delete that patch
Delete
on his
that patch.
Which patch? I see. I was trying to get between the live chat and where we're up to now, and as it is, the video that's playing on YouTube on my other computer doesn't even have me on the screen yet. It's so far delayed. It's not funny.
That ragtag circus patch that he uses.
I'm calling him.
Oh my God!
He may not answer.
He's not going to answer because. I hope he does.
He's probably busy. We'll see.
Yeah, their album's coming out, man. Or
Yeah,
is it?
I know. It should be out to. Oh, it's the 23rd here now. It should be out today, like your time, 22nd. Unavailable. I tried.
Yeah. Leave him a
Anyway,
message. Leave him a message and put me on screen. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, by the way, hello, Rob. I don't even know who the hell you are, but hello.
Hey, nice to meet you, bud. Nice
Likewise.
to meet you, Jason.
What's your story, Rob? I can see a lot of EVH guitars in the background, so you're another guy who would like to make undying love to Eddie if you could. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been doing these shows with Johnny and Dave for a few years now, on and off. I kind of fell off the map for a little while, but I'm kind of back. And Jay had joined after that, and so yeah, I'm a big Van Halen guy. Build the guitars, kind of like Dave. We have some big Van Halen collections and stuff like
Nice.
that. So
What's
definitely
your
nice
last
to meet
name?
you, Johnson.
Oh, Johnson. I have a feeling I might have seen you floating around the Facebook universe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I've liked some of your stuff on Facebook before.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Very, very cool stuff, man. It's very nice to meet you.
Likewise, thank you. Well, I'm just a normal dude like everyone else. And Dave, I love that strawberry vanilla ice cream you're wearing on your head today. It looks great.
That's a Van Halen hat.
My stepmother made this hat for me, and I'm enjoying it. Keeping my bald head nice and warm.
Yeah, I know. It must be freezing in New York at the moment.
Yeah, I'm
in
in
fact,
Massachusetts.
in fact, I've gotten 3 of them in different colors. She sent them up today from
You
North
should have asked her to put some black in there too, and then you have yourself an EVH style one.
Well,
I know.
I can always put tape on it.
Exactly. All right. So anyway, so Jay, here's the thing. Like, I'm with you 100%, mate. I think after Kevin Moore left the band, things changed because for me, Awake is my favorite Dream Theater album. Through and through. Awake for me is like the pinnacle of everything they've ever done. I think Images and Words is a brilliant album. It really set the standard for them, and it was what got me hooked too as well. It was February 92. I fell in love with Dream Theater, and I first heard Images and Words, and I still own the CD that the friend of mine brought around to my house and said, "You got to listen to this." He never got it back.
Yeah.
I actually bought him another copy on CD, but I wanted to keep that exact CD because it changed my entire life of everything musical when I first heard that album. And I'm sure you were the same, and I guess Rob's the same as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Over the years, Dave just gave me shit for name dropping, but the simple fact of the matter is,
I was just kidding.
Oh, no, it's all good, mate. It's all good. You seriously had me looking. I was like, what the hell did I drop? You actually got
That's
me.
the
Right?
point.
Like, how does he see his floor?
That's the absolute point. You know, that's
I could not understand.
what I drop. Oh, that
Well,
name.
I'm serious, I'm sitting in the kitchen today, and I'm sitting here, and like I've got the microwave right there. I thought, did I knock something off the microwave? Anyway, so a couple of months ago, Jordan was out here in Tokyo doing a. I've got a double neck too, mate. You've seen mine, obviously. That's why you're showing me yours. It's you.
Oh, I'm just holding on to it, yeah.
So Jordan was out here with his wife because he did a Japan, Australia, South America tour of his Bark to Rock tour, where he goes through his entire history. It's a great show. If he ever gets around your way, guys, even if you're not a massive fan for you two, Johnny and Dave, of Dream Theater, worth seeing it because you get to see a musician's journey of how he fell in love with what he does and his steps to just, going through his career. And someone so accomplished and has done as much as what Jordan has and played with the people he has and all the rest of it. It's really exciting to see that show. For me, for example, let's say like I'm not the hugest fan of, say Kiss. I'm not a Kiss fan at all. I can't stand that band. But if somebody from the band was doing like a spoken tour about their history and what they did, I'd be on the edge of my seat really enjoying that, because for me as a band, Kiss don't excite me because they're a show, they're a spectacle, they're a kind of a Broadway. I don't want to be insulting by the way I'm saying that, but you know what I mean? They're like a circus on stage.
Right.
They're not a band that I put on and listen to and go, God damn, listen to this band. That's where a band like Dream Theater or Yes or Rush or something like that appeals to me. Van Halen has the best of both worlds with that because they're a great bunch of musicians, minus Dave, who anyway. I'm Sammy all the way. These guys know that. I think Sammy's awesome. I know he's screwed himself out of ever playing in the band again, unfortunately.
Oh, me too. I'm the biggest Hagar era fan there is.
Yeah, likewise, dude. Like I love that era. I love the songs. I love the production. I love so much of it. But hey, what Dave did with the band was huge too. Point being, Van Halen mixed the two of those worlds. They were a great band with pyrotechnical musical ability along with a show. Def Leppard were the same kind of a deal.
Yeah.
So for me personally, when I'm talking about Jordan and trying to explain to people who don't necessarily get what the magic is of Jordan, it's the lineage, it's the history, it's the knowledge, it's the fact that like he was at Juilliard when he was 12. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's awesome. A whole nother level of musician right there. And you've got to respect that. And then as what was stated before by Jay, which I did catch, putting Mangini in Dream Theater is literally like wasting a Lamborghini. I actually feel the same way. I think Mike Mangini is up there, like as far as like the greatest living drummers. Mangini is the greatest living drummers, bar hardly anyone.
He's up there, man.
But in Dream Theater, I'm with you 100%. I really miss Portnoy and Dream Theater. And what shits me off the most is here we are 9 years after Mangini joined the band. Sorry for swearing a little bit, Johnny. I'm passionate on this subject, mate.
That's okay. You can now say fuck on here too.
Oh! What happened?
YouTube is allowing it.
For unlawful carnal knowledge.
Do you know the Australian in me is so happy right now, because that's the one thing I've hated about being on your show is not being allowed to say fuck. Actually, no, it's actually not being allowed to say the C-bomb, because that's what Australians do best, but apparently I'm guessing that's probably going too far now. Point being, okay, so let's get back on subject here. So with Portnoy being out of the band, what really shits me 9 years later down the track here is when you go back to when he was out of the band, people were slamming Portnoy left, right, and center, going, Jay's nodding his head because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
They were slamming him. Fuck Portnoy. He doesn't deserve to be in the band. It's great that he's out. They went to town on him.
Yeah, I was saying this. Well, he screwed himself. He you know, trying to
right.
you know, do all this stuff. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I feel passionate about it too, man.
Yeah, it's all good, mate. We're in the same boat on this Dream Theater subject. So, like, the thing is that I actually got on one of the I don't even remember what it was. I wish I had taken a screenshot now just for prosperity so I could say, I told you all. But I got in there and I put something on a Facebook post or on a something. I think it was still Facebook was the big thing back then. And I said, if it wasn't for Portnoy, there wouldn't be a Dream Theater today for us to enjoy. And the reason isn't just because he's a great drummer. It's because he was the driving force. He was the one who, out of every member of the band, he was the most relatable guy. And that's what made people fall in love with Dream Theater was his personality. Because the thing is, as much as what I love Dream Theater, they're not exactly a band full of a lot of personality.
Well, that's why I don't like them. I think they're extremely talented. They're amazing musicians, but to watch them is I'd rather watch water drip out of my sink.
Well, I'd rather watch his unopened guitar today for 6 hours before he opened it.
There you go. And he probably did that and enjoyed it more. But the thing is, though, Dave, what was missing was a relatable personality. And Portnoy was the one who actually gave that to fans because that's why people fell in love with Kiss, because of the fact that it was like, look at these dudes. I want to be these dudes. Now, there's a handful of guitar players, myself was included in this. I sat down and learned to play images and words as much as I could to the best of my abilities. And I was never able to learn the entire album note for note because I just aren't that good. Listen, my English is going to crap. I'm not that good of a guitar player. I just couldn't nail every nuance of every solo. I would never, even to this day, be able to play Under a Glass Moon correctly because it's just, I'm not that precise of a player.
Right. Yeah, Dave and Johnny, go listen when we're done tonight and you have time later on. Just type in on YouTube Under a Glass Moon solo and just listen to that solo because I think a lot of Dream Theater fans are in agreement that like that is probably one of Petrucci's like top-notch solos. Like holy crap.
I agree with you. I think that's, what did it for me back in 91, 92 with Dream Theater was, my buddy's like, hey, you got to hear this, you got to hear this new album, Images and Words. And I'm like, all right. And we got in his car because he had this, everybody had the big bassy stuff back then, the early 90s. And he closes the windows and he puts on Pull Me Under. And the way it starts out, and then when it kicks into and it just, it's a very clean, chorusy, heavy delay sound. And I mean, a lot of Dream Theater fans, there's a lot more to Dream Theater than that. But that riff, just that basic, easy guitar, just a few notes was like, whoa, that is so cool. And that's what did it. Then I was like, wow, I'm hooked. I love this band, and then I started listening to all the other stuff,
I think what it was is they got a lot of metalheads hooked on Dream Theater was the fact that they were one of those bands that, they were playing all this. Well, Images or Pull Me Under has, some easy chords, or,
right.
That type of stuff.
It's easy stuff. I mean,
but for the most part, I mean, I think the thing that got everybody hooked on them was, they were talented musicians. They were playing a bunch of hard stuff, but they were also good songs and very melodic.
Right.
And with hooky stuff. I mean, a lot of those earlier songs, man, like, holy crap, it hooked you right in.
Absolutely.
Oh, you can play 1 million notes a minute and write good songs? Oh, okay. Give it to me.
See, the song, I think, the song on the album that grabs people who aren't necessarily into that style of music over the top is actually Take the Time. But for me, the song that pulled me in and just had me completely like smacked in the face was Metropolis. The first time I heard Metropolis, I was on my ass, just like, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that to the day I die. Here's something for you, right? When we're talking about Under a Glass Moon solo, I was lucky enough when I was at the GitCon event in Germany a year and a half ago, whatever it was, to sit down with Tom Quayle, who's arguably one of the greatest guitar players alive today.
Phenomenal.
Actually played Under a Glass Moon because he had done it on a video with a jazz guitar. I had an Ibanez hollow body guitar there that was like a thinner hollow body guitar. And Tom picked it up. I've got my new laptop sitting here. I'll play it for you off this screen here so that you can get an idea of this.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is
Oh,
ridiculous.
nice.
Check this out.
And the solo is something like. That's about as much as you're getting out of
But
And
the
then
point-
he's playing that clean too, man. I'd be like, yo, put the gain on 11 if I'm going to play that.
Exactly right. But the point I'm getting at here is like that even has melody and structure, and outside of the context of the band and outside of the context of the distortion or the rest of it, it's something that somebody would listen to and go, wow, that's actually really cool, the structure of that.
Yeah.
Like, tell me, Dave and Johnny, because you guys don't know that. What was your impression of hearing that just then?
It was kind of cut up. I mean, I think me and Rob knew, obviously, from
Yeah.
hearing it a million times, but
Of course.
it was kind of choppy in
Yeah.
certain spots.
What do you two think?
Go ahead, Johnny.
I've never heard that before. And yeah, it's not that I don't like the band. I've never heard them. You know, I've really never heard any of their songs or anything. But to me, if I was to hear that, which I just heard, I would think that was like part of like a country song or something.
Really?
Wow.
It sounded countryish to me.
What about you, Dave?
I just think that he's a very talented, amazing guitar player. As far as it sounds like a good solo. I would need to hear it in context to the song.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't play like that.
Me either.
How many people can?
What
You
I
know-
like is the structure of it. I if you don't, I mean, obviously Jay knows the song, I know the song, whatever, but I'm very impressed with how he puts that together. It's, it's not like you hear so many guitarists. I'm not going to throw out names because I just don't want to do that, but there's so many amazing guitarists that just play like, it just gets so like, yeah, you're good, dude, but stop.
I
You know,
love
it's like,
I love
stop.
guitar players that write memorable solos. And
Right.
Nuno Betancourt said it years ago about he likes to write his solos as almost like a song within a song, where to make it
Right.
memorable and make it melodic. Yeah, it's going to be
Right.
flashy, but it has to be something that you can remember and almost hum
Right.
to a certain extent.
Witches get the funk out through and through. That's
Oh,
solo.
God, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that solo is really. And Rob, what you were just saying about guitar players that are just going crazy, like Instagram nowadays.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to drop a name, but I watched a video earlier today of a guitar player, and he's ridiculous. I could never play some of the stuff that he
Come on,
does.
drop his name. Come on, Johnny.
No. Actually, I don't even know if I could say his name, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
But he was working on a solo, I guess, for his new record or something. And it started out, and it was like a couple measures of melody, and the next thing you know, it's just for the rest of the solo, just blazing all over the neck, and I'm like, I need something to hold on to, man.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, and that's why, when I see that clip that you showed a minute ago, Jason, it's like that hooks me in. And that's why that band has always hooked me in, because it's not just flash. They have that knack of, they can rip up that fretboard and just turn it on fire, but they know when to kind of slow it down a little bit and make something a little bit more melodic, whether they're playing grunge real hard or whether they're playing clean, whether they're playing acoustic. It takes a special musician. I'm not going to say guitarist. I'm going to say musician. It takes a special musician to have that talent, have that feel, but also have that sense of, I don't even know how to explain it. Have that sense of,
Musicality.
Yeah, it's like Dave and I were talking when I was out seeing Dave last weekend. We're talking about, do you ever pick up a guitar and just feel the neck and you hit that first chord, and you're like,
Ooh, not that one though.
Yeah, not that one. No, it's not, this guitar is not in tune. My Rasta's not in tune. But hit that first chord and you're just like, whoa, this thing just feels like amazing. It feels like butter. It feels magical. I think that's the same thing. A lot of musicians, yeah, they can do all kinds of stuff. They're very talented. That's impressive. But they just kind of lose me after maybe a few minutes or a couple songs. But it takes us. But you know, that's why Dream Theater has always just been, whoa, I've always been hooked, because there's always something there that, you know, pulls me in, for lack of a better term.
Pulls you under?
Pulls me under.
I so wish you hadn't said that. That was just lame, even for you, Jay.
I know.
I'm a dad now, so I can say I can get away with
I'm
saying.
trying not to say that, but
So Jason,
Yes, back to where we were.
you know what's funny? I don't want to take credit, but I do want to take credit for you brought up Metropolis earlier.
Yep.
Right? Now, if anybody that's a Dream Theater fan knows that it's actually Metropolis Part 1.
Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper.
Yes. So I'm trying to think what year it was that I met Mike Portnoy on whose bus was it? Jeannie remembers whose bus it was, because we actually saw him get on the bus, and they weren't playing that night. It was the Dead Cowboys and King's X. I think he was on
You mean the Galactic Cowboys?
Galactic Cowboys. Remember them?
Yep. Be careful, by the way, Jay. Dave's just sitting there waiting for a moment to make a joke about you dropping more names here.
Nah,
No.
once in a show is pretty much all you can do.
So great. I was on the show for 5 minutes and I copped it. Thanks, mate.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, that's what you get for just popping in.
It's lucky I've got a Kleenex thing right next to. Anyway, go on.
Oh, and then the right next to it. So real quick, I'm gonna make the story quick. So I knock on the bus, and I'm like, "Hey," and what the hell? I'm trying to think. Like one of the tour managers or something answered, and they thought that I wanted to meet the band. I don't know if it was King's. I forget who it was. And I was like, no, I saw Mike Portnoy go on. And he's like, oh, okay. So Mike Portnoy comes out, and you know, we both BS for a minute. I got an autograph. I actually cared about autographs. I got an autograph for me and my drummer / brother-in-law now. And then I asked him, and this was before, what album had Metropolis Part 2? But anyway, I asked him, I said, hey, are you guys ever going to do a Metropolis Part 2? And I saw it in his eyes, almost like, yeah, you know, we were thinking about eventually doing something like that. And the next album, Metropolis Part 2, and I'm like, yeah, that was me. I thought of that.
yeah,
that's it. I'm sure.
I know, BSing, but it's funny, man.
I don't have his number, unfortunately, but if I did, I'd so be calling him to say, do you remember that guy at the bus that day?
Yeah. You remember that creep?
Just to see if he remembers anything about it. So anyway, so what I was going to tell you as far as the inside information is, when I was hanging out with Jordan and Danielle, his wife, I actually brought this up with with both of them, and I said, look, we know that Mangini's a great drummer. You know, I've met with Mike a few times. I actually got to hang out with Mike the very day that Orianthi opened up for Steve Vai in February of 2000, which I think I've told you before. I was there for that gig. Mike Mangini was the drummer on that show. And so Mike and I ended up hanging out that night for, I don't even know how many hours after the gig, and just hanging out and chatting, blah, blah, blah. And I actually had my Extreme Waiting for the Punchline CD that he signed for me. For those of you who don't know, he was the drummer on that album for 3 songs anyway, and toured the album with them. And so, yeah, we got along great. And then we caught up. I was catching up with Jordan at a Dream Theater gig in Yokohama, which is down where MULLY lives. And I was catching up with Jordan there. It was April of 2012, and Mangini was in the band. And Mangini walks up to me and he goes, I know you. I don't know where I know you from, but I know you. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't do a bad American Boston accent. But anyway, and he's like, he was really insistent. And I said, I'm really surprised that you'd remember me, because it was like 12 years ago at that point that we met. He's like, yeah. And I started telling him the story. He goes, that's it. It was Steve Vai, and you had the Extremes, and he remembered everything, which was bizarre. So cool. My point is, Mangini is a really lovely guy. And I think that's what it was that had the band. Actually, I don't think, I know for a fact. So I surely should just preface it with that. It was that personality thing. Portnoy had gone down a road of being his way. They'd gone down a road of being their way. And it's one of those things where sometimes you might have two great people who are a husband and wife, but for some reason together things just aren't working anymore. And that's why mummy and daddy broke up, kids. And it's not necessarily because he was an asshole or they were bad or whatever. you'll notice that recently there's been photos that have circulated of Jordan and Portnoy together on the cruise to the edge.
Yep.
There was also photos at Christmas time of Petrucci and Portnoy together because their daughters lived together as housemates. You know, and I think a lot of people know that anyway, especially people who are actually fans of the band that follow all this stuff. You know, because the two girls are like, we grew up together on tour buses together. We've been best friends for forever. There's no reason that just because our dads don't play together anymore that we can't still be working or like be friends together rather. Right. So, you know, he's got along with them. But you notice who he's never in photos with?
John Young.
Silent. James Labrie.
Oh, Labrie. So Labrie is the...
No, Labrie isn't the culprit. From what I'm aware, the problem is that Portnoy and Labrie have some kind of an issue together, which is not my business to go into. I do know the story, but I'm not going to share it, and I don't care who asks me. I'm not going to tell them. It's not my business.
Is it the fact that Portnoy started singing too much? Which became super annoying. It's like, oh my God.
Well, I love how I say I don't care who asks me. I'm not going to say it and you throw me a theory, but in actual fact, I will answer. That's not the reason being.
Okay.
But the point is, though, that there was an issue between the two of them, which, as far as I know, has never really been resolved. And I'm not going to state whose fault it was. I'm not going to say anything about that because it's not my place. But the whole point is, this is not a big thing for a big speculation and forums about it, blah, blah, blah. It's just the simple fact the two of them just had problems. Just like couples have problems and like friends have problems. It happens. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it goes.
Yep.
And as much as what fans are now saying they want Portnoy back in the band, I don't see it happening because they're happy with Mangini as a member of the band. As far as the songwriting goes, you were saying before, Jay, about the way it goes and is structured. And here's a really funny thing that I heard. It's actually Jordan who writes a majority of the heavy riffs.
Really?
And the quote that I heard, and I'm not going to reveal my source, but the quote that I heard is all those Disney melodies that you hear in it. The exact quote. All those Disney melodies are what comes from Petrucci.
Oh,
really? Wow, that's kind of surprising to me.
Where's the button on my sound machine?
But you know what? The simple fact of the matter is, keep in mind of this. You listen to a band, let's say Rush for a very good example of this. Rush in, say, the very early days, like with the very first couple of albums, then evolved into what became them during, say, Moving Pictures. And I know a lot of Rush fans hate this, but one of my favorite Rush albums, which is Power Windows. I love that album.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Oh, I like that album too. It was one of the last ones of those like pop keyboard records that I got into. But once I did, I was like, holy crap, this album's great.
Yeah, it is.
Same here.
Some catchy stuff.
Manhattan Project is such a good tune. You know, the melodies, the orchestrations within the synths and the guitar and everything. I love that. But then you move on to, say, where they got together with Kevin Shirley, who, as we know, did a lot of the Dream Theater stuff, and you get into Counterpoints.
Counterparts.
Counterparts is right. And you get into such a great opening track like Animate Me, followed up by Stick It Out. What a great pair of back-to-back rockin' songs. But you look at early Rush versus 80s Rush versus that 93 stuff, and then moving on from there, there's eras where things change. And I think Petrucci had that same thing going on where he'd done songs like The Mirror and songs like Lie and songs like Scarred and songs like Under a Glass Moon. And he evolved and went through different things. And I think that whole thing of where he's at writing different styles of melodies now, if anything, as much as what the quote was writing those Disney melodies, I think it's more a fact of expanding and almost becoming, I want to say, somewhat symphonic and almost soundtrack-esque with the way that he writes today.
Yeah.
So, you know, I sound like I'm defending the guy, but at the same
token, that's fine. You know, we don't have to on everything like this. I mean, that's why everybody's passionate about certain things. It's like, you know, you have your point of view on something, and I have mine. I mean, it's like, I just feel like at this point in their careers, I would like to see a producer come in and kind of like, you know.
I agree. I haven't listened to the full of the new album. I've only heard the first 3 tracks that were released originally on.
It's actually a good album.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as far as like what I love about Dream Theater, especially their older stuff, like I would like to hear more of those elements.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely. I personally would love to hear it too, but you know, this is where they are. But the good news is of what everyone's speculating, much like the Van Halen rumors, is that because Petrucci and Portnoy have reconnected, because Jordan and Portnoy have reconnected, is that maybe there's going to be a new Liquid Tension experiment album.
That'd be cool.
That may come.
Yeah, I think you're
That'd
right,
be cool.
and I think like they are happy. From what I've heard, you know, just this is, you know, I don't know anybody personally that's involved in that camp, but from what I've heard is they're very happy. They're getting along with Mangini, you know. So it would take like Mangini leaving in order for, you know, for Petrucci to come back or something.
I don't think Portnoy would come back, to be honest. I mean, I love Sons of Apollo so very, very much. I think that's a brilliant album, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do next. And then everything he does with the Neil Morse Band and with Flying Colours and with the other billion projects he's got going on, I don't think he's going to be in a rush to actually permanently rejoin. I think he might do a tour for a bit of fun or something if that was to happen. But
you don't think if let's just say tomorrow Mike Mangini woke up and said, you know what, guys, I don't want to be in Dream Theater anymore. You don't think that Portnoy would jump? You know, what if they said, "Hey, we got to record a couple of days,
I'll tell you why. Because the Winery Dogs are much more popular than Dream Theater. They've made more money. They please.
No,
no. Dave, I'm sorry to say. Okay, the reason why I know that you're not right is because when you go to a Dream Theater show and you see the size of an audience that rocks up to a Winery Dogs show, and I've seen Winery Dogs on 2 tours, and I think they're a great band too, but they're a great rock and roll band. Dream Theater is on a whole nother playing field. You know, I'm not a sports guy, so I can't give you an analogy of a sports team, but let's, you know.
I'm not a sports guy either. I'm the guy that would rather listen to Eric Clapton play Wonderful Tonight than listen to Dream Theater.
That's fine, and everybody respects your opinion, I would hope. But I mean,
and it's only my opinion.
I don't respect your opinion. I don't respect it at all.
Why don't you drop another name then?
Do you want me to go through my phone quickly and find someone else? Everybody knows that I know everybody. It's fine. Anyway, the thing is, like, and this is exactly what Dave's saying there is exactly my point about why one fan loves Kiss and one fan loves Dream Theater or whatever. Yeah. And some people love both, you know, and this is the good thing about it. And Dave's 100% right with what he says. It's just that I'm the guy who would rather listen to Dream Theater instead of Wonderful Tonight because
you like prog. You like prog rock. You know, you like, you know, that you love that style of music. I mean, I respect it. And if I would go to a show, I would think that it was pretty darn cool, but it's not something that I'm like, I need to hear every day. It's not.
Right.
Dave, I think like you and Johnny, I know Johnny, like Van Halen is the heaviest he gets. Like,
I think Johnny's left the conversation. He's that bored.
No, he's probably dealing with his dog.
Yeah.
He's choking his chickens again. So.
I mean, the heaviest I get is Iron Maiden. I love Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
I love that band.
What's your favorite Iron Maiden record?
I would have to be either Power Slave or Peace of Mind. One of those two.
Well, how do you feel about Somewhere in Time?
I love that record too.
Okay, because I know a lot of like
that would be the third one.
Because a lot of hardcore Maiden fans, that's one of their least favorite, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, but that's because that album really went out on a ledge compared to everything else before it. But that album also set him up for my personal favorite, which was Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
I love that. I love that record too.
Yeah,
you know, it's just, you know, I do love some metal.
What about in the?
These days I don't even know if you would call Iron Maiden metal. I would imagine it's called hard rock these days.
I know it's one of those things. They're kind of on the tipping point.
Then, you know, back then in the late 80s and early 90s,
that was metal.
That was metal.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's not because Maiden have changed. That's because music's changed.
Mm-hmm. Well, music and the people's idea of what music is has changed.
Well, now there's 50,000 different genres of each style of music, you know?
Yeah.
That's 100% true. So I'm curious here. Okay, so if you guys are all Maiden fans, what about from the 6-piece lineup? So we're talking from Brave New World onwards. What's your favorite Maiden album, discounting everything before that?
Well, I don't really know much of it because I kind of didn't. I got into it less with 3 guitar players. I just think it's overkill. I know
it's great live though.
I know they do it well, but to me, 3 guitar players is overkill. It's
But
just
live it is awesome. Like it works so well live because typically when you listen to a band on record, right? It's like, okay, here's a guitar harmony part, and the rhythm guitar is still behind it. Maiden gets to do that live where they have the guitar harmony and that one guy still playing rhythm, and it sounds like yes.
It's kind of like listening. It's funny you said that, Jay. I was listening to Little Guitars today in the car coming home. Not to get on a Van Halen tangent, but you listen to Little Guitars and the breakdown towards the end of the song. They have that, Eddie's playing his Frankenstein and he's hitting the chords, and then at the same time he hits that big power chord, but then you hear the he's doing the pick, and you have that big power chord going on in the background for the rhythm guitar. Then you got the lead, and it just sounds so huge, like whoa, it's cool. Now Van Halen can't pull that off live because they only got one guitarist. So you can only do one thing at a time.
Well, they could pull it off live if Wolfie played rhythm guitar.
Well, no. I know. What my point is, I know what Dave is saying. Like when you're used to Van Halen and used to one guitarist doing everything, you get used to that. I mean, us being such massive Van Halen fans, building the guitars, playing all the songs. Yeah, I mean that's what I like too. I love hearing just I prefer the Van Halen stuff. But when you listen to 2 or 3 guitarists that know how to complement each other, that's the key. They're not trying to outdo each other because then it just sounds like freaking noise. Or fucking noise, so we can say fuck now. So it sounds like fucking noise. But when they know how to complement each other, it sounds beautiful.
But I'm still curious. Is there an answer to the question?
Having to fit 3 guitar players into the mix, like a live engineer having to fit those 3 guitar players, especially when they're all
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, and they all have similar sounds, and they all use a similar guitar.
Well, they all use Fenders, and that's the other thing.
Now they're all using single coils these days. Well,
Adrian Smith plays Jackson. Well, one of his guitars is Jackson.
Whatever, it's still a Fender.
Yeah,
but Adrian does actually get up on stage with the Gibson SG for some of the show too.
Yep.
One of my least favorite models of guitar ever made, but that's
man, and I always get ripped over it. I'm like, I'm not.
It's just that they're super neck heavy, no matter how light they are. The neck, the guitar just automatically does this.
And the other thing is the way that the neck joins to the body. That's what makes it so uncomfortable.
It's out of tune. It doesn't stay in tune.
But anyway, I'm still waiting for an answer to the question out of Rob and Jay as well. So, like 6-piece Maiden lineup. What's your favorite album from that era?
I would say if I had to pick, in my opinion, the last 2 great Maiden records are Brave New World and Dance of Death.
Dance of Death is a great record.
I guess if I had to choose between the 2, I would just pick Brave New World because of like Blood Brothers, and Flight of the Navigator. Flight of the is it Flight of the Navigator? What is it?
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator. Yeah, that's right.
Those 2 songs, I mean, just like holy crow, man.
It was funny actually. I was at the Striper gig a couple of weeks ago, and I had never, for some reason, noticed this before. But the very opening of the Wicker Man is exactly the same as Striper's "To Hell with the Devil." I think was it "To Hell with the Devil"? I forgot which song it is, but it's exactly the freaking same. I didn't ever realize until I was played that at soundcheck. I was like, "Oh my god, why did I not see this before?"
Yeah.
What about for you, Rob?
I'm not a huge Maiden fan. I never have been. I mean, I'm aware of it. I would say probably Brave New World is it for me. I mean, I've never really listened to much Maiden. I mean, I can tell you, I don't even know all their songs. I mean, I can tell it's Maiden playing. I mean, I've listened to them over the years, but I've just never really gotten into them for whatever reason.
We're gonna be friends.
No. It's I'm not saying I can't even base an opinion on them. I just never have really listened to them that much. I'm sure I would like them, obviously, if I spent a lot of time with them.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
No, I know. Yeah.
So my point of bringing that up is this is like Dave's feeling on it as far as he's never really listened to it and stuff. I hate to really take Eddie Trunk's side here, but he's right when it comes to this subject. A lot of us who are fans of bands from the 80s era don't listen to and buy new music of bands that get released today. And it's a kind of a sad thing, because like for me, as much as what I think Brave New World's a great album, I love Dance of Death. Maiden's last album, Book of Souls, was such a good record.
I've never really listened to it.
I got to check that out now that you mentioned that, though, Jason. I definitely want to check that out.
It's definitely like Book of Souls is a really good album to listen to. It's well thought out for people like myself, who Dave already mentioned, love progressive stuff. It's great. For people who like more straight ahead rock, there's a lot of that in there too. It's a really exciting record, but you have to be patient with it and give it a couple of listens to get into it. Because even as a big Maiden fan, I had to take my time.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm going to check that out tomorrow.
Those are the best records. Are ones that take you a little while to like, you know, bring everything in and kind of.
Yeah.
I agree. I like it when I have to listen to a record over and over again, and then finally I get it. I start to get it. I'm like, oh, okay. Because at first, you know, records like that is like, huh? I don't get it.
I'd be interested, just as I mean, I don't know if you can even have the time, but I'd be interested in an experiment because, like, as you said yourself, David, we're more progressive rock guys than what you and Johnny are. I'd love to see.
But I love Rush. I love Rush. I mean, I'm a huge Rush fan.
So I'd love to see you guys seeing if you could get into the band Haken. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Yes.
Anybody here? So Jay knows Haken.
I've heard of them.
I've
heard of them. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard of them. I'm drawing a blank with their songs.
Okay,
but.
so when Mike Portnoy did that tour, back to Dream Theater again, when Mike Portnoy did that tour a couple of years ago called the Shattered Fortress Tour, where he did the 12 songs that he had written the lyrics for, although he didn't do Change of Seasons because Dream Theater were closing the show with Change of Seasons on that tour because he wrote the lyrics for that too. But he did that, and the band that he took out on tour with him was Haken without their lead singer. And back to the thing we're talking about with Maiden and the great thing about 3 guitar players, they had the 2 guitar players from Haken, plus the keyboard player from Haken, plus the bass player from Haken, the drummer from Haken, and Eric Giles, the guitar player that Portnoy works with in the Norse band. So they had 3 guitar players on that gig. And then throughout the band, there was all the vocal harmonies that Dream Theater was never able to do because the other members of Haken and Eric Giles can sing amazingly well. But that was something that tied in. So Haken is definitely a band for you guys to check out. It's like the word taken with a H.
Yep. Okay.
Personally, for me, I would say if you're going to listen to an album to give them a try, I'd probably say listen to their second to last album, which has got the green cover. And I'm trying to think of the name of the damn album right now. I got it on my iPhone. Just as a type of music to give a go to, that is something you may not necessarily have gotten into, but just as you just said yourself, David, the journey of getting into an album and falling in love with an album over time, that takes time. I think that's a band that would really interest a bunch of you guys out there, like not only the 5 of us talking here, but people watching the show. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat, so I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah, I have been kind of glancing at it, but if we're missing anything, we apologize.
Yeah, I do apologize too, because I was in there chatting to people, and then all of a sudden I got on the show and stopped looking at it.
Yeah, now you're like big pimping. You're like, I'm not dealing with the peons anymore.
Oh, come on. Affinity. That's the album. That's the look of the cover.
Okay.
So if you guys were to check that album out, you may like it, you may not, but Haken Affinity could be an album to check out. If you're going to just have a listen to one song on the album before it called The Mountain, on that album, then this was the very first song of theirs I ever listened to, and it's really going to do your heads in when you come across this. Track number 8 is called, you know what, I can't even pronounce this damn name. I never have been able to. Track number 8, can you see it?
Pareidolia? I couldn't say it.
Yeah. See, I'm in the same boat. I love this tune.
Paradolia.
Thank you, David. See, one of us is intelligent enough to be able to read something like that.
College.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Some people can learn from books and some people learn from just doing stuff, and I'm a doing stuff kind of a learner.
Well, Jason, I'll check those guys out if you check this band out.
Rough Justice?
Well, that's the name of this album, but the band's name is...
Not focusing.
I know, I'm trying.
Jay's had that trouble all night.
That's what it good.
Yeah, it's
Can
a
you say
blog.
the name? You know what I'm reading here looks like Rodeo Life.
Come on.
You got to go like all the way. Like
Dude,
all
I
the
was
way.
like in the camera. Like,
You know, you could just say the name, Jay.
It looks like a bunch of little. There it is.
Crazy Licks.
Almost.
the band's
What?
name is Crazy Licks. LIXX.
Gee, I so wouldn't have got that.
Dude, they're one of those like modern bands that does hard rock 80s stuff, but does it legit. Like it sounds like the album came out in 87, 88.
So they're
Was
still
really-
Panther?
Huh?
They're still
No,
Panther?
no. Still, in my opinion, Steel Panther. I agree with you talking about Eddie Trunk before. I kind of agree with Eddie Trunk on Steel Panther. It's almost like they're making fun and the lyrical.
But they are.
content.
They are making fun of,
Yeah.
of the debauchery in the 80s.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's almost like a big
But they're
joke.
doing it really well. Their musicianship is incredible.
Of course,
Yeah.
it is. And
But their
After
songs are silly.
yeah,
After
song
that
silly. This,
controversy, they sold a lot of that pussy melter guitar pedal. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous
I
how
know.
many units they shifted.
yeah.
all because of the that one idiot complaining about it.
Hey Johnny, you saw Satchel at NAMM, didn't we? We saw him. We didn't get to talk to him, but the second day was it Friday? He was up there. He was doing autographs. He was doing a.
Was he all in his makeup or was he out of makeup?
Oh, he was all made up. Yeah, yeah.
I don't. Am I here? I don't remember, but I remember walking past him when he was doing a Guitar World thing.
Yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, because Marty Friedman was there on Thursday, Megadeth, and then Satchel was there Friday. Yeah, and then Michael Anthony was there Saturday.
Who beat me to it? I wanted to allow that comment by Metal Mike so bad, and somebody beat me to it. Who was it?
I have no
I
idea.
saw that pop up for review, and I was like, allow. And somebody else beat me.
Hey, I do actually have a video here from NAMM, which I've still got to put together and edit yet, which I haven't had a chance to release. It's like my unreleased, almost as big of a shock to the music world as my John Sykes interview was. I got an interview with a couple of guys here, which you probably you've never heard of before, and you'd be shocked to see. But that's the interview.
Damn. Hold on a second.
Wait, where is it? Hang on.
Who's that boy with Caleb?
Look how tall.
Oh,
Look how tall.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so as you can see there, I was hanging out with Poindexter and Gimli from Gloim from the Lord of the Rings movies.
Man, that's so funny, Johnny.
Oh, that is awesome.
I think you should stand up for these videos.
That is so funny.
You guys are tall, man.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Me and Caleb are both pretty damn tall. Poor Johnny. Like, how tall actually aren't you, Johnny?
Hold on a second. Before you answer this, Johnny, he's probably sitting there like, we talk about Dream Theater for 40 minutes, and now you're going to bust my balls about how tall am I. It's like, it's not bad enough.
No, but look, I'm not being nasty. Like, it's a genuine question. What is your height, Johnny?
It's more width.
I've been saying for years that I'm 5'7".
Nope. Is that because it's the truth or you're embellishing?
Well, it's been on my license, for 20-something years, and I don't know. But Rob, how tall would you say I am, Rob? Because
I'm
about the same.
about an inch taller than Johnny. I'm 5'8", so I would say Johnny's about 5'7". Yeah, I'm just a little bit taller than Johnny.
Well,
because honestly, Caleb is a big dude.
And I'm a little bit taller than Caleb, and I can't give Johnny a hard time. My wife is 4'9", so
Yes.
I'm 6'3" with a 4'9" wife. Go figure.
Yeah.
Well, I can figure.
Look, you choose the person, not the size, and that's
exactly.
the point.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
It's the person. It's not the stats. And that's the thing with you, Johnny. You're beautiful. We love you no matter how little you are, mate.
Yeah, I
Damn,
think
it's getting worse now.
Desiree might be taller than you.
I'm standing up right now, you guys.
Desiree is
We
definitely
know.
not taller than you, Dave. Desiree is definitely not taller than you.
Then Johnny, not me. I'm 6 foot.
No, Johnny's taller than Desiree.
There's no
Very
seat in
tall.
this chair. I just stand in front of the back of a chair.
You know, it's so funny because we can see the doorknob behind you on the door. I'm literally seeing like a midget barely being able to reach the desk.
Has anyone noticed that Johnny's changed his guitar as well?
Yes, that's what took him so long.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had the 5150 there for a little while ago.
Wow, you guys noticed. Wow.
Do you feel special now, Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's because we love you, Johnny.
He also had a completely freshly shaved face at the beginning of this show too.
I did.
It seems like it. How long the show's been?
So I got a question.
It's almost 2 hours, man.
Does
Almost.
Dream Theater have
Yeah.
Does Dream Theater have a greatest hits album?
Yes, they do. It's called Dream Theater's Greatest Hit and 21 Other Great Songs.
I was going to
Okay.
say they need to have hits first.
No, I'm serious. Like that's what the album is. Like it's. I can't remember if that's the exact title. I might be
No,
paraphrasing,
okay.
but
Yeah,
it's because Pull Me Under was the only hit they ever had.
right. Yeah.
So they called it Dream Theater's Greatest Hit and 21 Other whatever songs.
What was Anthrax's greatest hits album? Wasn't it? Hold on, let me look it up real quick because it was pretty clever.
I think that Dream Theater one's pretty good. They took the piss out of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's I love when bands do that.
Yes.
Hold on a second.
I just gained a whole lot of respect for them just for that.
There you go.
Well, Anthrax has one that came out in 2005, Anthology, No Hit Wonders,
Nice. Yeah, I just found that.
and then they had another one. I don't think that it's on. It's not on Spotify. I don't think it was called because they have that one EP called Attack of the Killer Bees,
Yes, they did.
and I thought they had kind of something off of that, like Attack of
They
the.
also had another one which was Return of the Killer A's.
Yeah,
See,
what was that?
on Anthrax, like, what's a couple of Anthrax songs that really stand out to you? Because I've got a couple of just dearly loved favorites.
Well, obviously, like Among the Living, the song,
Yeah.
Indians, the song, anything off of Persistence of Time, because that's my favorite Anthrax record.
That's a great record.
I'm a Belladonna guy over John Bush.
That's interesting. See, for me, I love Only. I think John Bush
Oh,
was
it's a
such
great
a
song,
great
yeah.
guy in that band.
Oh, were you an Anthrax fan before that?
Yeah, I was.
White Noise.
Yep. And actually, to be honest, I just listened to, getting back again to keeping up with music, I just listened to, I think it's called All for Kings or something like that, their last album from 2016. I just listened to it 2 or 3 days ago. Man, that's a monster of a record.
Mhm.
Where is it? It's called that's not one. Sorry, All for Kings. Yeah, All for Kings. Really good record. There's a track on there if you want to check it out that's very different for Anthrax called Breathing Lightning, song number 4.
Mhm.
That's the album cover. And it's a really different tune for them, like completely different to almost anything they've done before. I think you'd really dig it, Jay.
Okay.
I'll
Oh,
have to check
Ashley
that out.
Shepherd is Team Bush.
Yeah, I actually, another one of my interviews that I haven't had a chance to put out yet, had a chat with Joey Vera, the bass player from Armored Saint, who is also in another great progressive band called Fate's Warning.
I know that band.
Yeah, I dig that band a lot. They're kind of avant-garde even for some progressive rock fans, but I really dig them. I think they're an interesting, complicated band. And the room goes silent.
Yeah. No.
Cricket, 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 cricket,
Yeah.
cricket.
I've also got another interview which I haven't put out yet with Mark Holcomb from Periphery. And I've got a couple of others still yet to come from NAMM.
Are you going to talk to him soon? Because back in 07 or 08, my band.
He knocked on his tour bus and you're going.
No. The one guitar player, Bulb, or what's his real name?
Bulb.
The real guy or the main guy from Periphery.
That's Mark Holcomb. Oh, Misha Mansour.
Yes, him. If I ever meet him, I got a bone to pick with him.
Yeah, and he's waiting for you, Jay.
Oh, I mean, he could care less, I'm sure. But back when
Are you sure, Jay? Are you sure?
My band
Positive?
Back when my band was looking for a drummer, because my brother-in-law had wrist problems and stuff, and we needed a touring drummer at the time. I was posting on all the progressive metal forums, like the Dream Theater forum, the Meshuggah forum, for and I'd put all the information in and stuff. And he was on the Meshuggah forum, and he I had a link to the YouTube video or whatever, and he got on there and just trashed it. And I'm like, what a douche, I can't say that. Sorry, John.
That's right. You can't say that.
Yeah.
Deleting the video.
So I was like, what a butthead,
You want me to give him a call? No, I'm kidding.
Actually, yeah, give me his number. No.
I don't have his number.
No, but if I ever meet him, I actually want to mention it to him and see what he says. But
I could call Mark Holcomb, but it's just
he'd probably have no idea.
No, he wouldn't.
No.
Or could you imagine though if you ever brought it up with him one day and he goes, "That you're that guy, yeah, man, that stuff was more," and he actually remembers?
Hey, maybe he would, But I always thought that was kind of crummy, I always think of if a band is lower than you on the totem pole, don't be outspoken like that in a public forum and trash somebody,
Yeah.
I always thought be bigger than that.
The funny thing is, if there's 10 people actually still sitting there watching this show right now, there's probably 9 more people that know about that incident because of this video than when it actually happened.
Good.
Yeah.
I love Jay's resolve. Good. Only because, look, I mean, dude, it's become such a normal thing for people just to trash everything that's on the internet. It's just the way people are going to comment on us having this chat right now and saying that we're wasting their time.
Oh, yeah. 4 people think we suck.
It's probably the same person on a burner account,
Yeah, it's possible. Well, look, I'm going to leave you guys to it because, I only really popped in here just to give you a quick bit of Dream Theater insight. And
that's awesome, man.
Sitting here for how long, I don't even know now.
Well, I enjoyed it, Jason.
Yeah, me too. You rock, man.
Thanks, mate. You guys are pretty awesome too. I don't get to catch your show as often as I wish because it's Saturday morning here, but, I like to sort of look in when I can.
Well, can you give me last night's lotto numbers?
It's not time travel, David. I'd sit here and explain it to you, but apparently
Jason, you're not driving a DeLorean. I mean, come on.
Come on, really? Come on. I'm just kidding. Half of my shtick, more than half of my shtick, is bullshit. So relax.
Half of your shtick?
We can see the hat that you're wearing on your head, mate. We know.
Don't make fun of my hat, man. My family made this hat.
All right.
Well, Jason, real fast. A lot of people in the chat are saying, "Great to see you. Thank you. Bye." And
that's nice. Thank you.
A lot of nice words for you. So.
Oh, that's really. No, you know what? I really, really appreciate this audience on your show because people have just been so freaking nice to me, and it means a lot. Actually, Ben Coombs came up to me at NAMM. I was like, "Jason, I'm Ben, Amanda's brother." I was like, "Oh, dude." Did he say Amanda? No, actually, I think he said Ben Coombs. And I went, "Yeah, Amanda's brother." So there you go, Amanda.
That's funny. Now, that's funny.
It's not a case of you being Ben's sister. It's a matter of him being your brother. So you got a bit of comeuppance there, mate.
There you go.
Jason, I just found you on Facebook, by the way.
I was just saying that. I was just about to mention I got a friend request.
He's just about to block you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna block me. Yeah. No, I wished I could have caught up with you at NAMM. Honestly, that would have been cool.
It's all good. I was running around like crazy trying to get all my stuff done. Actually, the video that I'm working on right now, as I was listening to that stuff in the background, and then your show, I don't even know how the hell it popped up. It was funny that it did though. Was a Billy Sheehan interview talking about his new EBS bass pedal. So I've been that busy. Even my Billy Sheehan video has waited almost a month now until I've had time to put it out. So
yeah,
lots going on.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
awesome, man.
Awesome.
Looking forward to seeing that, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, it was great seeing you, man.
Yeah,
in person. You couldn't see me, but I was there.
Johnny was under the horizon.
I just saw a face of hair walking towards her. Is that John Petrucci or is that Johnny Beane?
Well, we had a great time. We had a great time and adventures, at the hotel and all that stuff.
Yep, definitely.
It was a lot of fun.
I have to say, this NAMM was actually, I think, out of the 4 that I've been to, probably because I didn't bump into Eric Shithead Broadbent.
Wow.
Come on, fuck that guy, whatever.
That's awesome.
Oh, come on. I didn't even say it for any other reason than just I'm over that guy, that's all. It was really nice. This NAMM just had such a fun energy, and it was a really... You guys, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mess you up that bad. I'm more laughing now because of your reactions than... Anyway. Yeah.
Johnny's his butt just clenched.
Huh? That's been nothing but swearing all night. I don't know.
Yeah, he's worried about the language.
And I don't even care about the context. I went on his damn show and he deleted my interview, so fuck him.
Why did he delete it?
You know why? Because it was the very first show after him and Mark splitted ways, and I think Mark's a champion and a really, really, really good guy. And I mentioned Mark's name about 3 times during the thing because I was like, what's going on? Why isn't Mark here? And he's that freaking childish that he deleted the interview that we did together. And he says to me on a message, oh, you know, well, it's because like Facebook, YouTube, they can sometimes delete stuff, yeah. I've got a freaking YouTube channel. YouTube's never actually deleted any of my videos for any reason whatsoever. You know, it's just...
Johnny, has YouTube ever deleted one of your videos? This one?
We're not live anymore. No, I'm just
No, they don't just delete videos. No, that's not true.
No, they don't. Unless, of course, if you put up pornographic stuff, you'll probably get deleted, but it's not even guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll probably give you you have to sign in with an 18-year-old plus login to be able to view the video. Which is funny because if you ever go to watch the Queen bicycle race video, which is like from the 70s and it's just like boobs and bums on bicycles, you actually have to log in to be able to watch that video.
Man. John Bale, did you get that? Put that video over in the Discord, man.
Jesus.
Actually, all this stuff should be in the Discord. All this Dream Theater stuff, you know, all this stuff that I haven't heard.
All right, well, I'll send you guys the solo to Under a Glass Moon, and you let me know what you think. Well,
Yeah.
Johnny and Dave, because
Awesome, yeah.
No, I'd love to hear it.
Just send them the full song so they can get it in context because I think that's what makes it work.
It's
So
awesome. Yep.
I will say to you guys, if you're fans of Extreme and, as we already mentioned, Get the Funk Out, I think that Under a Glass Moon is to John Petrucci's guitar body of work what Get the Funk Out is to Nuno, or to maybe Ice Cream Man to Van Halen, or, you know, like those iconic melodic, you could pretty much sit there and, I mean, you have to sing along pretty quickly to keep up with John Petrucci, but the melodies ring in your head, and that's where it it.
And his solo tone on that words.
So good.
Oh man. Really good.
He's using a boogie, right?
Yeah, he's always used boogies.
Those amps always sound great on tape. When they're recorded, those amps sound fantastic.
Yep.
But I think
his neck pickup was an Air Norton back then.
it was correct, yeah.
That's why I put an Air Norton in the neck position of that guitar, just because of that.
I mean, it's the same as your mirror scratch plate one over the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I've got
Except yours probably doesn't need a refret.
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't get played very much. Not that I don't like it. I'm so busy doing videos, I don't play guitar much anymore.
Yeah.
Well, when you played guitar on our show last time, you sounded great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. You're very kind. But I seriously like.
If I didn't think you played great, I'd tell you sucked.
No, it's about your bloody hat. I don't think about your hat because I don't have one and my head's cold.
Look.
You know, the funny thing is that I'm probably going to receive a hat from your mother-in-law in the mail going, how dare you give me a hard time about that hat? I worked so hard on that.
I'll show you the other ones. Hang on. I got the other ones right here. I think they're badass. I'm sorry. I think they are.
You don't need to say sorry, Dave. It's okay.
Well, I have. It's a green one.
Where's the bear
I
button?
like the green one. The green one looks good.
Green
Yeah,
one's
the
good.
green one's cool.
But I like that. I like the. There you go. Oh, where the green
Yeah.
one?
Hey,
The
now,
one's cool.
Dave, this is no comedic gag or whatever. Can you just move your head to the side for a bit? I want to see that red beach on the wall behind you. That guitar looks sick.
Really? Does it? Maybe I should give it some medicine.
Maybe you should give it to Jason.
Yeah, oh, that's a good idea. Jason, I like that.
Thank you.
That's a beautiful looking guitar. Can you grab that off the wall for a second?
I can. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
I got to split, boys. I got to put Ellie to. Well, it's already past her bedtime. So
I gotta go
Yeah.
too.
We're running late. I know. I gotta go too.
What's wrong with you guys? Come on, let's hang out for a while. I'm joking.
yeah, Rob's ready to start the show.
Yeah, let's start the show. Jason, you and I can hang out for a while.
Johnny's
This is-
probably gonna do damage control now.
This was the pre-show. This wasn't even the actual show.
What time zone are you in, Rob?
We're in East Coast time. I live just outside of Boston, so we're at about 10
I was going to say,
p.m. So
the clock on the wall up there.
Yep. So yeah, it's funny. All this talk about Dream Theater, man. I tell you, I was just looking at my iPhone for Under Glass Moon, and I found it. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to check that. I got to listen to that song, and I'm all pumped up about Dream Theater now. I haven't listened to Dream Theater probably in a few months. So.
All right. Well, you guys can do whatever you want to do, but I got to split. I love you.
What you want to do?
Jason, it's great seeing you, man.
Likewise, mate.
And Rob, always great seeing you.
You too, buddy.
Look at that
Have a good
guitar.
weekend, man.
Look at that,
Yeah.
Jay. Just
You
quickly.
guys, I know you guys go enjoy that, and I will. I'll talk to you all later.
All
Have
right.
a good
See
weekend, buddy.
you, Jay.
Yeah.
Jay.
See you,
See you later, Jay.
Bye.
That
Jason,
guitar.
this one is it's number 75, signed by Reb.
Nice. Can I see that? Is that a rosewood neck?
It's I don't think it's
Yeah.
rosewood. I think it's you know what? I don't know what it is. I think it's Palfero. Or the fretboard's definitely Palfero, but it looks like one piece to me.
Well, I think I saw a headstock join.
Yeah, there's a headstock joint, but
Yes, the neck itself is one.
I
Oh yeah,
think-
it's got a scarf joint. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I was
Look at
just
that.
playing that guitar last weekend, Jason. I was down at Dave's house. It's a nice guitar. It feels incredible.
I love the
Neck
look
on
of that. I love the look of the gold low pro. The low pro looks
Yeah.
so nice in gold. And that looks like it's in pretty good nick too, Dave. How long have you had that
Yeah.
for?
It's actually not mine. It belongs to a buddy of mine. So I'm he's trying to sell it, but we're trying to get like a ton of money for it. So
Dare I ask how much he's trying to get for it?
I don't know, somewhere around $3,500, I would imagine.
That's actually not too bad. Hello, Desiree's hand. I just saw it in the background.
You did?
Yeah, her
Oh.
hand is just in the background of the doorway. That's there she is.
There
G'day,
she
mate.
is.
She's on the phone.
Hi, Desiree.
She's wearing the
Hi, Des.
She's wearing
That's right. You better be doing the workouts I showed you. You better be doing those workouts I gave you. She come back. She's gonna come back.
3,500 for that
Oh.
guitar is actually not too bad, Dave. I was expecting
Ooh,
when you said it was asking a lot. I thought you were going to say 5 or 6, which would be too much. But 35
Yeah, that's too much money.
for how are the frets on it?
Brand new. This was a case queen.
Wow, that's nice.
Plays amazing too, Jason. It plays.
I've
incredible.
probably played it more since I've had it here than he has in the lifetime that he's had.
Now you know what that body is, right?
It's Koa, yeah.
Correct. Yes. Which is Hawaiian mahogany.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a Koa top over mahogany body.
Mahogany body. Yes. I get
It reminds me of a Steinberger guitar, the way it's cut out in the bottom.
Yeah.
You know where the bridge is.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very Steinbergerish.
But I love this neck. Feels amazing. It's not too thin like most RGs. I think
Yep.
they're a little too thin. This is a little bit bigger, and it's an R2 nut, so it's 1 5/8 here. It just really feels so comfortable, and it's an ultra flat radius. It's
Nice.
it's just great. It performs amazingly.
So, Rob, you're a bit of an Ibanez fan as well, are you?
I actually don't. Actually, I do have. Well, I don't have any Ibanez guitars except my Destroyer copy, my Ibanez Destroyer copy. But yeah, I love Ibanez guitars.
It's funny. I really want to like this guy, but he doesn't like Iron Maiden. He doesn't own any Ibanez. I'm really struggling.
No, I'm telling you, I'm gonna rebuff on Iron Maiden tomorrow. You actually got me thinking about it. And,
I'm just fucking with you. It's fine. It's fine.
I know you're joking, but no, it's yeah, I do love Ibanez guitars. I really do. Actually, Dave's Ibanez Gem, his yellow one that he's got on the wall, I fell in love with last week. It's 1987 Gem. I'd love to pick one up. I wish I had the cash laying around because that guitar is just incredible. I love Ibanez. They're definitely great guitars. I actually would like to pick one up.
Well, you know, you do have quite an army of EVH behind you, and nothing bad about that. They're wonderful guitars too, you know. And this is the great thing about guitar, is that there's something for everyone. I love that.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's, you know, it's there's plenty of them to go around. That's for sure.
Holy crap! Look at the. Oh, I do. You know what? It's funny. I actually have seen the episode with you on it where the guys went through your collection with you. I remember that you now because of guitars.
Yeah, it's I've got a lot invested. Like I said, mostly Van Halen stuff. But yeah, I mean, I you know, we were talking a little while ago about music, and it's funny. I'm 45 years old now, and being a huge Van Halen 80s rock metal guy, you know. It's funny, as I get older, I still have that passion for that kind of music. It's my favorite. It's what I play. It's what I listen to. But you know, I don't know if I'm just getting I don't know if I'm just getting weak or whatever it is, but my tastes in music are expanding. I'm really enjoying a lot of different kinds of music. I mean, there's even some country music that I can tolerate now, where I used to hate it, you know. I'll find myself listening to a lot of different types of music now.
There's nothing bad about that. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
I finally appreciate different kinds of music as well as the ones that I have that passion for. You know, and it's amazing. It feels incredible to have that appreciation for it now, you know, whereas years ago I just was too young and dumb to really have that appreciation, you know, to have developed that, you know.
Well, you know, today's country music, in my opinion, is 80s rock and roll with lighter sounding guitars.
That's exactly right. Look, you know, on my phone here, for example, I've got Haken sitting there, but you'll notice underneath the very next artist, and I love these two albums to death, is Harry Connick Jr.'s She and Star Turtle.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love
they
that.
They are two of my ultimate go-to albums, and they're not rock or metal or anything at all. And that's a good thing. All you've done is you just opened yourself up. There's nothing bad about it.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But the same thing goes for the guitar stuff too, Jason. You know, it's like, I mean, all the Van Halen guitars, I love them, you know, but I mean, I love all different kinds of brands of guitars. When I go to Guitar Center, I'll sit down, I'll play the Ibanez, I'll play the Jacksons, I'll play the Fenders, you know, the Strats. I've been looking to pick up a nice Telly, you know, just a, I don't need an expensive one, but you know, I've been looking to really expand my horizon, you know, and like I said, every time I go see Dave, you know, Dave's into the Van Halen stuff as well too, so is Johnny. But Dave also has a very
diverse,
versatile collection as well, you know, and it's nice to kind of pick up one of his, you know, gems or one of his, you know, his Hendrix Strat and just kind of, you know, and kind of jam on that for a few minutes. So it's cool.
You know what we really need to make happen one day is you, Dave Nesdall, and Alex King, the three, because you guys are such big collectors of all of your stuff and what have you. The three of you guys need to get on a plane, come over here to Tokyo. We'll rent a vehicle. We'll get out and go around, and I'll show you guys things here that we'll have to video the whole thing and turn it into a little like mini documentary type thing, and show you guitar life in Japan, because it is so far beyond anything. Like when I went into the Guitar Center in Hollywood on the Sunset Strip, which I've been to a bunch of times. We all know the store with the big front and the Hall of Fame, blah, blah, blah type stuff. You go into that store, the front of the store is more impressive stock wise than what's
I thought the same thing last month when I went there, because my girlfriend and I were there, and so we went up and I took her into Beverly Hills because she'd never seen that before. So we stop at Sunset Boulevard, walking the Guitar Center. There's the Frankenstrat, there's Eddie's Hand and all. We got the stuff, and you walk in, I'm like, oh, wow, the Guitar Center at my local shop in Town Ways is same thing.
Well, Guitar Center has, I mean, they're there to cater to the beginner to intermediate. They're just, they're not, they changed their way, there's hardly any real high-end guitars in Guitar Center anymore.
And the thing is, like here in Japan, you get dudes who, because I mean, I don't know if you know this, Rob, I worked 4.5 years in retail here in Japan.
So, I do.
So like over here, I had people coming in all the time who are like old school guys who are from New York, who are like, even back in the day, 48th Street was never like what I'm seeing here, Or
I agree with you. I worked at 48th Street, and the Ishibashi that you worked in runs circles around any store on 48th Street.
So one day when you guys are cashed up enough to do it, the three of you, and Johnny, by all means, come on too, mate. By all means, I'm not trying to discount you. It's just that we know that these three guys are big time collector type dudes. You got to get out here and see it with your own two eyes. And like I said, we'll make a little documentary about it and what have you, so that people can see it through the eyes of Americans who are used to seeing what's out there versus what's available here. I'm not saying that it's superior. It's just different.
Mully.
Go ahead,
I
Rob.
just gonna say real quick. Mully's a good friend of mine too, and he actually just helped me buy my new Music Man guitar through Ichibachi. And Mully and I have known each other for years, and we talk all the time. And I'm a big martial arts guy. I've been doing martial arts for 30 years, and I train in the Bugei style, so that's a Japanese style.
So do you know Doug Wilson? He does ninjutsu, but.
Probably, maybe the name sounds familiar.
Good. He's a singer in a band called Calaveras. I've just done some promo videos for their stuff.
Oh, nice. But Japan's definitely on my list of places to go because I've never been. I've always wanted to go to Japan. And Mully says the same. Rob, you got to come out. You got to come out. You got to come out. I would love to come out and see the infamous. Mully says you walk into like Ichibachi, you walk into these guitar stores, and it's like. It's not even like anything around here.
Could you imagine the debauchery of that documentary if, like, the four of us and Mully, the five of us all got together and went around and did a tour of Tokyo?
That would be amazing.
I was gonna say I just recently went to Alex King's house.
I know. I saw the Facebook stuff.
His collection is ridiculous.
I bumped into Alex at NAMM as well. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, and a super nice guy. Like. He is a super duper nice guy. Like,
yeah, he seems like it.
Yeah,
really.
And I towered over him height wise too.
Yeah, he's a short guy, but
But he seems like a really super guy, like you said. Anyway, listen, I said half an hour ago I was going to go, and I'm still sitting here chatting. I want to get my videos finished. So
cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, I got to split too. I got to go. But yeah, Jason, great seeing you, man.
Good seeing you guys. You.
And come back anytime.
I tend to do that. I tend to hijack your show from time to time.
We like it. We like that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you to whoever's commenting. I'm sorry I'm not reading comments. If anybody is watching this and tries to add me on Facebook, if you don't send me a message to tell me who you are and whatever, I don't add you. I'm just over adding people that I don't have contact with.
It's the same with me. It's the same with me. I get all kinds of requests, and unless I don't know.
Yeah, I've got like this long list of people who request me. I don't mean to be rude. It's just if I don't know you, what's the point? I'm just going to have you as a friend. You're never going to message me. I'm wasting space of people that I eventually going to add one day.
Yeah.
So, Rob, I'll be denying your request any minute now.
Awesome. Cool.
No, all good. All right, guys. Take care. I'm going to buzz out right now. Take care.
Take care, Jason.
All right, brother. See you later.
Stay in touch, man.
See you, man. Bye.
Cool. I just want to give a real quick shout out to these Dava picks. These things are incredible. I fell in love with it at Dave's house. Dave gave me a handful of them, and man, these things are like my new favorite pick. They just have like a sharper edge, so the attack is a little bit different. You can really get under the strings and the flutter
Rob,
picking.
If you notice, if you don't hold the pick very tight, it becomes a thinner pick, like it becomes more pliable. And if you hold it tighter, it becomes a heavier pick.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that a little bit. Yeah, it depends what your touch is. Yeah, I tend to hold it a little lighter. But yeah, I've kind of noticed that, and it's taken me a few days to pick up on that. But I really like these. They're easy to hang on to, and I just like the attack. They remind me of a cross between a Jazz 3 and a like a I don't know what you would call it, like a Jazz 3 and a regular medium grade. It's kind of the best of both worlds. I really like these picks. So shout out. These are really cool. If you haven't tried them, give them a shot. They're awesome.
Somebody sent me one of those one time. It might still be in one of my pick boxes. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
All right, don't hang up, you guys. All right, man. Look at this. We're running on what? 2.5 hours?
Almost 3. Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Gosh. All right, Jimmy T. Good to see you, Teddy. Good to see you, Teddy.
Hey, Teddy.
Shauna Marie sings. Always good to see you, Shauna. Amanda Combs, Nightbot, love you. Frank Corcoran, and everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new. If you dig this stuff, click the bell. And yeah. All right, Rob. See you, man.
Good to see you guys.
Dave Nesdahl.
See ya.
802 Blues. Jay Hannon. Manny. Oh, let's get 50 thumbs ups. Come on. We're at 45.
Come on, guys.
Hey, G.
Let's do it.
G, was great to see you at the NAMM show, man.
Johnny, what guitar is that behind the couch? The neck sticking up.
Oh, that's the the electric. Yeah, that's the Ibanez Roadster.
Oh, okay.
See, I like Ibanez too.
Yeah.
I like everything. I listen to all different kinds of music, you know. I'm looking forward to listening to some of that, the Dream Theater and the other stuff you guys were talking about. Hopefully if that stuff, thank you. 52 thumbs ups. Okay. All right. Hopefully that stuff is over in the Discord. I'll be over there later. And see everybody soon. Johnny Beane TV.
Good night, guys.
And